Hello everyone and welcome back to Deck Save the Taldorei Adventures. Yee. No. So I am Andrew Lightwood. I'll be your DM, and around the table we have
Colton Coleman. I'll be playing Arctis Noctis.
William Marlowe playing Morzog, your resident orc fighter.
I'm Kayla Lightwood, and I play Orana Nagarani.
I am Austin Malicote, and I play Wayfarer the Bard.
I am Brianna Harris, and I play Note.
I'm Jonah, and I play Walter, your local drug dealer.
Basically.
when we last left our heroes, they had been traveling down the Parchwood Way, heading to Western, and I'm missing my book.
I wasn't prepared today.
Got it. Okay. They had been heading down the Parchwood Way down to Western. They passed through the Terse Fields, which is just a super small town with farming community, and didn't seem to pay any mind to it, so they kept on going, made it all the way to Western. After a day of exploring the Cobalt Soul Library, sharing some drinks with some of the locals, finding a room, they had overheard some guards about how there was something going on in the Bramblewood. The guards had been assigned to investigate the Bramblewood and were too scared to do so, so they hired some adventurers to do it for them. After trudging through the thick brush that is the Bramblewood itself, they happened upon two other adventurers who were already in the Bramblewood investigating the noises that they were hearing. With a kind of silent agreement, they did a quick team-up and took down a group of orcs and goblins that were ransacking some kind of stone structure that seemed to be linked to Note, as she discovered in their cart a painting of her old master, Merrick. And where we last left off, the orcs and goblins were defeated, and you guys were just kind of standing outside of this stone structure.
We looted the bodies.
Always loot the bodies.
You always leave the bodies.
I think we had
Yeah.
already
Loot the
looted the
Yeah, we
bodies.
looted the bodies.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
We've already looted the bodies.
Yeah. I thought you were saying you were looting the bodies. I'm sorry.
I love talking. It was so long.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't learn that from me.
It's an inherent male trait.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I mean,
Well, 1, 2, 4 out of 5.
there you go. I mean,
80% of the time it's true.
there you go.
80% of the time, all the time.
I'm gonna hold up the painting of my master and be like, look!
So as you all are kind of like taking stock of the situation, Note, who is standing inside of the cart, stands up proudly and holds up a giant painting. I say giant, but it's just, it's about 6 foot tall, and she's like 4-ish something.
So really, we just see a
Just-
large
just
painting.
a large
and
painting.
You
bird.
don't see
Note
Note
hands?
anymore. You
Yeah.
just see a talking painting.
Okay.
Well,
Of
means
a
nothing to me.
tan-skinned man with kind of salt and pepper hair that is kind of thin and pulled back into a small ponytail, as well as a little bit of a beard coming off of the chin. That's kind of been pulled nice to a little bit of a point. He sits in a kind of very nice robish attire, and is standing there with his fingers kind of steepled in a chair, just with a slight grin.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can I go search his house? Because he was rich.
Right?
I creep up to the doorway along the wall, and
Okay.
I go ahead and shift.
Sure.
Which grades?
So Wayfair, as you're walking toward the door, one of your new companions that had been found in the brush kind of walks up beside you, and as he does, you see his features, his up where his cheekbones and nose are kind of slightly elongate,
Do you need a doctor?
and parts of the side of his face kind of bristle with more hair.
I take a step away.
Understandable. I go ahead and start sniffing through the area up close to the door, checking for.
You can see this too, Wayfarer, because you're both kind of by the door. The inside of this place is ransacked. It looks like there was a nice foyer, beautiful rug to begin with that seemed to be. The rug's actually untouched, albeit kind of scuffled from walking footsteps that didn't seem to care. But it's like a navy blue rug with like gold. Different designs along the side of it with little tassels on the corners. There were 2 tables there. They're not there anymore. You actually saw them back in the cart. But past that, there seem to be a bunch of tables and chairs that are just overturned, paintings missing. You can see because there's like the dust marks around them where they once were and are no longer. Another rug that's just kind of looked like rolled up and hadn't been gotten to yet.
Can I make an investigation check to see if I find any hidden nook and crannies that they missed?
Well, since you're both there, you both can.
Okay.
Please.
No, you little shit. Come here. Off you go.
Thank you.
We're getting on the table.
You know better.
Arctis, you can make an investigation check too. Since
14.
you're there also.
Okay.
What'd you get?
14.
14?
Investigation.
You can chew the nail. You can't
That's
chew the
an 8.
finger.
So, you both kind of go through this this area, this kind of foyer type room. Oh, excuse me. Which you notice, like the whole bottom layer, I guess is what it would be called, is pretty much just one big foyer. And there's really nothing you can find. It looks like anything that would have been here is probably already in the cart. You do see it is a big circular room, and on both sides, the far left and right side of this room, there is 2 staircases. One of them that spirals up, and the other that goes down. What's everybody else doing while they're in the tower?
Heading over, check it out, see what's left.
Might as well follow suit.
I'll go through the cart.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. You 2 are going inside.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna be a great day, Cotton.
Walter, what are you doing?
It's gonna be a solid 6.
You find
I'm not rolling for charity, guys.
the two tables that were thrown in there. You find a couple of vases. You see the painting that noted shown. And that's about it. What are you doing, Walter?
I'm just gonna walk into the house with everyone else.
All right. Oh, sorry. So now everybody is in the foyer except for Ilrana, who's just kind of in the inside the cart, just kind of overturning it. She tosses the 2 tables back out into the grass and is like, "Ooh, look, a vase," and then just puts it aside. And, you guys see the same thing. This room is ransacked, and there are 2 staircases. One that goes up, the other goes down.
Going down.
Same.
Okay.
I'm gonna go down too.
I was trying to see, do I notice, like, scent-wise, any other...
Honestly, scent-wise, this place smells like ass.
like, ash?
This
Okay.
room, anyway. It smells like it's total, straight-up butt. You gather it's probably from the orcs and goblins, because you picked up the same smell from them of just
Rude.
body odor. Well, when he passes by, he just smells of sweat. Like normal body odor. These guys smell of just... Bleh.
Okay.
terrible.
Gotta mask
so
our
that-
scent. Rub ourselves some food.
Yeah.
Not the worst smell I've ran into, I'm sure.
Yeah, you notice there are more pleasant smells and some awkward smells that are coming from up.
Okay.
And you smell something pleasant coming from down also. As you two start toward the stairs, you do notice that as you are walking down the stairs, it is a little dark. There's no... It looks like there are, like, torch sconces, and there are torches in them, but the torches are not lit.
Prestidigitation.
Okay.
I was gonna say I got dark vision. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
To
got
those who
low
have dark
light,
vision, it doesn't
so-
really matter to you. But as Note walks by, she just kind of waves some of her feathery fingers, and the torches go and light up. The flight of stairs isn't terribly long. You guys get down to the very basement, like the bottom part, and it is a kind of dark room. There's a bunch of shelves that kind of line the walls, and in the middle, it looks like there is some racks. Two of them, two of them hold these two giant barrels that are turned over on their side, as well as a rack full of bottles. Everything on the shelves is pretty much empty, but there are two large sacks that are sitting right by the shelves.
Before we all just go grabbing things, can I go ahead and check for traps? Because, cautious old man, you never know.
Sure, go ahead and check your traps. Elrana, what are you doing?
I rolled a 15.
Once I'm done investigating the card, I'm gonna go inside.
What would that be?
A 15?
What would the...
Oh, investigation. Sorry.
So 20.
Okay. You stop Wayfarer and Morzog and kind of cut in front of them, and you're checking this bottom section of stairs, and you kind of look around and you check all of the bricks on the wall and the actual stairs itself. You little shit. And thank you. And you don't see anything that would suggest a trap of any kind.
No
Elrana,
traps.
you walk into the room, and Walter's kind of looking around, but you see three of your companions kind of walking down the stairs. Did you say you were going downstairs? Okay.
No, I haven't decided. I think I'm going to go ahead and go upstairs.
You're okay.
Split looting. Yes.
So, you two start walking toward the upper floor. You see three of them go down, two of them go up. Where are you going?
Oh, 3 and 3. I'll go up.
Yeah, splitting the party. Early levels. This is a
Yeah,
good
this is gonna
idea.
work great. I love it.
It's gonna go wonderfully.
Okay, so downstairs, upstairs. So downstairs, since you guys are already in the process and you guys are now making your way up the stairs, you guys see these two large overturned barrels. They're intact, and you just make general perception checks for everybody, just so I have an idea.
I have advantage.
Sure.
Because I'm shifted.
Oh, okay, yeah.
22.
Did not matter.
13.
8.
10.
Cool.
9.
Oh boy, what'd you get?
8. With advantage. 4
8,
and a 2.
9, 10. Cool.
Yeah, we're doing great upstairs.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Those are going away now.
Yeah, you're doing great, bud.
He just wants to be loved.
But
No.
if you need any extras to try, there's plenty there.
The adults are playing. Fuck off.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I've had pretty shitty luck this week.
So-
Not surprised.
So yeah, you see two large stacks that are kind of sitting off in the corner that look like they're just filled with something lumpy. Racks full of glass bottles. All of them seem to be about yay long.
Are they like wine bottles?
Well, you walk over and you pull one out and kind of slosh the liquid inside, and looks like wine.
Hell yeah. Party.
I want to say is what's in the barrels wine, though? Or is it
A bunch of wine.
Are you going to go over to the barrels?
I'll flip the barrel standing up so I don't make a mess, but sure.
Well, as you go over to the barrel, you look down to get ready to flip it, and where your hand goes, you look and there's a little spigot.
I don't have anything to put it into.
Quick question before.
Actually, I do.
I guess it's out of
Cups.
question. I guess. Did the car have horses?
Yes, the car had one horse.
One horse.
You could keg stand.
Can I invest
I
in
could.
the bags?
I'm sorry, what?
The sacks. I want to go over and
Oh,
search the
okay.
sacks.
Sorry, I burped so I didn't hear anything. So, you pick up a bottle of wine and you're just like, ooh, wine. And then you walk over to the sacks and kind of tug the drawstring open, and it is filled with food.
Ooh, yeah.
You see a couple loaves of bread, some cheese, just different food items.
Good food
And
for
both
like
of them?
traveling. It seems like it would keep for a long period of time. It sounds like.
Well, you would be able to determine that if you were downstairs.
Oh, I'm not
Well,
down
I'm
there,
gonna-
so I don't know about this. Never mind.
Can I grab like 3 bottles of wine and stick them in the bags too?
Sure.
Party.
I'm just gonna lift the barrel and take a drink.
Strength check.
I can lift it to 1,000 pounds.
I know. I just want you to do it.
Okay, I've been rolling real well.
I want to see if your. I just want to see if your back goes out.
Yeah. 20 modified.
Oh, okay, yeah. So so you pick up a sack and you're like, yeah, it is kind of heavy, so you're kind of like dragging it. You can't lift it over, and you stick 3 bottles of wine in there just randomly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You stick 3 bottles of wine in there, and you're just kind of like dragging it back up the stairs. Note you're seeing all of this. And as you're kind of like, wow, that does look heavy, you look over it and you see Morzok just grab this cask and just pull the spigot up to his mouth and start drinking from it.
Well, fuck.
I mean, we could take the barrels with us, I guess.
Well,
But what's in the barrel? Is it just wine?
It's beer.
Oh boy.
It was like the perfect time for you to crack that
I
can
know, that's what I was
too.
waiting on.
So I think.
It's a light beer. It's going down smooth. A little bit of a burn at the end, but going down smooth.
But I'm sure we could take it with us.
Better than an IPA.
I will transport the barrels up the stairs.
Upstairs team. You guys. Okay. You guys go upstairs, and the first thing you notice, as you get up to where the stairs would transition, like you see what would be like the floor of the next room. You get up there. Who's in front?
He would be.
You would be.
Yep.
You can you make a general Constitution saving throw for me?
Oh boy.
Went the wrong way.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Is
Not
that a
that
one?
bad. Not that bad.
Is that-
It's a 5.
that-
Yeah, no, not that bad. It's a
Is
5.
It's not a natural one though.
No, it's not
Okay.
a natural 1.
Okay.
It's still.
It's a 4. It's still it's a 5.
But
Okay.
it's not a natural one.
We're gonna have
So,
a rough day, boys and girls.
You take 9 points of lightning damage
Oh.
as you get up to the top of the stairs, and there is all of a sudden you guys, the other two, see automatically this blue barrier with this large rune in the center, like glows and flashes as his head hits it, and a spark of lightning just goes and passes through his body, and he's thrown back a couple of stairs down.
Is this something that we would be able to hear?
I'm sure we would hear him falling down the stairs.
The big old zap.
You three downstairs hear a large
Can I reaction this?
Owie.
with.
Absorb elements?
That's,
Well,
you
it
have to be
didn't-
hit for
it-
absorb elements.
Well, it's not hitting you.
Yeah, absorb elements. It has to hit you. Because that's a really cool spell to use.
I didn't know you had absorb elements. That's awesome. That spell is great.
I usually take absorb elements for that reason. But
Eldritch Knights, absorb elements, and shield are your go-tos.
yeah, I know.
But I do want you two to make Constitution or Dexterity saving throws, as
Just
whenever
let
he
him
gets
hit you?
hit by the lightning, he comes tumbling back down the stairs.
As I get hit, I'm like, oh fuck! I kind of just roll down the stairs.
The upscared squad is doing great today.
We said 10.
7?
So mean.
All right.
Well, your dex modifier is 0? Oh no. That's alright.
So
I have 3 10s.
you two
My
take
charisma is
Yeah.
negative.
You two take 5
7.
points of bludgeoning damage as your new friend has come tumbling back down the stairs, and just runs into both units, just a domino effect, and sends you kind of tumbling, all three of you, ass over tea kettle, down the stairs. You guys heard a large crack and a bunch of...
So did I take bludgeoning damage too?
Yeah,
How much?
5.
Ooh.
Because we didn't heal after the last combat, so we haven't done...
I need to go sit down for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
So...
I'm gonna healing word him.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we haven't rested or anything yet.
Oh, I was good before this.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
was
you
at
were.
max.
Yeah.
I never got
Oh,
hit.
you just awfully squishy, huh?
After looking at the room you're in and looking at...
I'm gonna cure wounds instead of
Okay.
healing word.
Mm.
It's better.
After looking at the room you're in
Bad
and then
rolls.
looking at what just happened, you realize, I bet that those orcs and goblins didn't get up too far. And that's why this room looks like hell.
9.
9.
There you go.
Thank you.
A bunch of 9s from you today. It's gonna be great.
I'm gonna start heading upstairs. Go check that out.
Are you two coming up too?
I'll follow behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We
Steps
can always
behind.
come back for the wine. It'll still be there.
Yeah, the beer will still be there. I can bring the
So,
barrel up anytime.
Note,
so.
Note starts scampering up. So you guys are leaving your cask and your bag behind.
At the
Yeah,
top
I
of
mean-
the steps in the foyer again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
mean-
you guys, Note scampers up back up the stairs, and you two follow, and you see that the 3 upstairs team is kind of laying in a pile at the bottom of the stairs. The female has started casting a cure wound spell on the archer.
I don't know. I'm trying to put the fire out on my beard.
Save the beard, save the beard.
You guys, you haven't shifted back, have you?
Has a minute passed?
Roughly, yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
you two would have seen, or you 3, Elrana, Wayfarer, and Walter, you would have seen his, like, kind of slightly elongated snout, but Morzog and Note would not have.
Neat.
I give $0.
I mean, I've got to
That
be.
is completely new
Okay.
for someone to actually say to my character.
So yeah, you guys come up from downstairs and you kind of see them all laying in a pile.
I know what I want to do. I want to go check it out.
Okay.
Magic trap.
I figure.
So you start going up the stairs as your new companion has warned you that there is something magical up there. As you start getting to the top of the step, make an investigation check.
That or would it be Arcana?
Just make investigation.
4. And
With
9.
advantage because I already warned her that it's there.
Well, it's investigation, not her warning into it.
But she already knows what to look for.
True.
Yeah. Go ahead and take advantage on it. That
Will I
makes
roll
sense.
again?
There you go. There you go.
Yep, you
That
take
makes
the higher
sense.
of the 2.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Hey.
So
Thank you.
as you come up to the top of the steps, you're like looking around the steps and you're like, all right, where's the pressure plate or something? And you start feeling all of your feathers that are along the side of your face start to like bristle. You look up and as your beak, being longer than your actual face, kind of gets closer, you see the very light blue kind of barrier that's there in a rune that sits in the center. It's unintelligible what the rune is. It's some kind of arcane symbol, but it's just kind of sitting there. And as your beak looks up, you just feel a slight like static.
Joy. How do magical traps get disarmed? Do they get disarmed like normal
Dispel
traps?
magic.
Usually a magical... anything that is a residual magical effect can be gotten rid of by a dispel magic spell.
Well, it also depends. If it's rune-based magic, if it's like carved into something as a thing, you can break the rune.
So if you throw a keg at it, it'll just knock the
Well,
whole thing
no,
out.
because the rune's probably magical. It's probably incorporeal. Or corporeal. That's the word I wanted there. I mean, if it was something in stone, I could break it, but without knowing, we could try to brute force it. We got a guy that has catapult. Let's launch something at it. I mean, our arcane guy could check it, but
Oh, I mean, yeah,
see if you know.
I'm all fucking pissed off. He's got bumbled down the stairs. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna see if I can check the trap out.
If he's behind me, so I've got a high intelligence, and dirt is like, what's the word? Is resistant to electricity, and I've got mold earth. So can I pull him aside and go make him put him in a block of dirt?
Well, my thought was,
Dirt armor.
well, since we have mold earth, we could just kind of make the
Pokemon
way
logic.
bigger and see if it pertains to just the archway in that area, or I mean, we got a lot of options we could try here. So
Could we try to find where the rune is and maybe
because we can mold earth and break
push?
the rune,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
if we knew where it was staged. Yeah, you get to deal with intelligent people.
I am enjoying this. This is fun to watch. Continue.
Which tells me that there's probably some simple solution.
The answer
this.
to your question is that yes, Earth can ground electricity, but mold Earth you would have to the qualifications for mold Earth is you have to mold Earth.
There's plenty of dirt.
Everything around you, including the floor from downstairs, is all some kind of carved stone.
You can go outside and go give me a block.
You
Go
choose a
pick
potion.
up-
It says you choose a portion of dirt or stone.
Does it say stone?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have it right here because I was planning for
Yeah.
that.
No. Okay.
First things first, can we have the Arcana guy just,
Check
Arcana
it,
that
please.
shit first?
Yeah.
That's kind of
Are you
Baseline of-
investigating the trap?
yes.
Okay.
It's fucking pissed me off.
What are you looking for? Are you investigating the actual trap itself, or are you looking for something?
That's an excellent question. Oh boy.
I'm
'Cause if
also
it is-
gonna move behind. I'm moving down. So if he sets it off, I'm not getting.
Don't worry, I can catch him.
If the rune is carved in stone, it's not going to be on the side of the wall where we can break it. So, yeah, I want to check the trap out itself.
Make an Arcana check.
25.
Nice.
Jesus Christ. So, moving up toward the trap, you get about as close as Note is. I about called you Not. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
About the same height.
about as close as Note has, and you can see this slight blue barrier with a rune in the center, and you can feel the static kind of make your facial hair kind of prickle up. What you gather from this, nothing can get through it, and anything that touches it just takes electricity damage. And the rune is kind of floating in the center, just kind of like seeing the reflection of light through water. It's just kind of that like wavy look to it. And as you kind of look around the edges of it, you don't see anything inscribed in the stone. You gather that this could probably be taken away with a simple dispel magic.
I'm guessing that is you relaying that to us, right?
Are you relaying that to them?
Well, if anybody knew Dispel Magic, that'd be wonderful. But otherwise, don't touch the wall.
Not yet.
I didn't take it. I didn't really figure to be the caster with the bard and the...
Since he can see, I'm going to ask
And-
him
and
if he can
if-
see
you
where
know,
it
I'm
ends.
kinda-
If it's just, if he can tell if
That's
it's just
really
door
not
to
my
door,
shtick.
or if he can kind of see
Looking
through
more
to
and
see
more
if
like
it's
a
the whole
one
room.
cleric later.
Well, that's what I was thinking earlier because I was
You're asking him if he
Our
can
team
see
needs a
past
lot
it,
with when
like
it's just
into
a
the
voice.
room.
Yeah.
You actually can't. Like as you try
We got
to
this.
the way that everything is
Okay,
angled,
you
if you
notice
try to
how
put
much-
yourself up against the wall to look
It's not
over
even
to
a
see
spell,
anything
is
in
it?
there,
really...
You don't see
I
anything.
can't remember.
Detect
I
magic.
I get it at
I mean, I could take it eventually, I think.
You want to move some rocks?
I can move some rocks, but I mean, I don't know if that fixes our problem, but I could damn sure try.
Because if we can move them and go
Sir.
around it,
Is there any way I could perceive where that might be?
perceive what?
Perception.
Yeah, I want to see if I can use my perception to try to find the rune.
The source of the power for the spell?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
That's better. That is a 21.
Nice.
So, are you going up the stairs or are you just looking up at it?
I am up the stairs
Because you
while
notice as they are that close to it, like you didn't see it before, and as they're that close to it, it starts to show itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. The rune is actually on the...
And you look up
Stairs.
and you can see in the center of the barrier itself, there is a rune of some unintelligible language just kind of floating there.
You guys step back. Take a look up. I try to point it out to them.
Yeah, they all see it.
Okay.
You
The,
see
the
it.
rune's floating in the barrier.
Yeah.
Not... He's saying it's part of the barrier when it shows itself,
Yeah,
not
so
part of the
could
stone or
you-
nothing.
Mold earth through it.
Well, I could probably mold earth through it, but I don't know if it'd break it, considering it's corporal, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking.
and we
I
can
don't
go
know.
around it.
I mean, if I knew, like, the actual... If it was, like, tethered anywhere, I could just,
So-
like, the rune with mold earth. but-
How high are the ceilings in the foyer?
The ceiling is about
That's what I
Just-
thought.
30-ish foot.
We don't know what's up there though.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we open it, if
Don't
we
really
make a
want
small
something
hole.
to fall through on us,
Yeah.
kind of thing, is the problem.
Well, we would have this if they fall through. We kind of, I know we wouldn't have a surprise round, would we?
So, is this for this on the
It's
stairs?
still a 30-foot.
Is
drop.
this like in the middle of the stairs, or is it like the doorway to the next room at the top of the stairs? Where is
As-
this barrier at?
It's as you're coming up the stairs, where the you see the floor to the next room basically, or the ceiling to this one. Like as you would pass up through it, the way is just it's like this. It's above your head.
So it's sitting there into the next.
It's what
Yeah.
would be the floor of the room ahead of you.
That's what I was
Yeah.
asking.
Impromptu doorway.
It's really hard to explain architecture.
Not to someone who's actually taken architecture.
Yeah.
What happens if I were to just mold earth and like
So like right
take
next
that
to you,
corner
right next to
and
you
just
guys'
go
head
whoosh and
is
make
like
it go?
a 1 foot thick just floor. Right next to you guys' head.
So
Turn until you try.
So if we mold.
I'm okay. So I'm gonna mold earth, and I'm gonna take the corner of this archway and just make it go whoosh to make a new hole here.
Kind of
You may have to
off to your
Hop
side.
a little bit, but yes.
Okay. So as you kind of push past Walter and Note, you place your hand up on the stone and cast Mold Earth and dig a part out of the stone. And are you talking like... Yeah, okay. So
Like I'm talking like
yeah,
taking
yeah.
this part of the wall,
So,
moving it here.
So going
New
going by how you're saying, you cast it, you basically dig a divot out of it,
Mhm.
and the barrier you hear like glass shattering, and it just
There we go.
Works enough.
I suggest caution up here.
No! We'll just walk into the lightning.
So you two see the barrier in front of you, just kind of like it almost shatters like glass, and it's like shards come at you, like explode out towards you, but nothing like cuts you or anything. You kind of wince away, and it just like you feel a slight fizzle, like kind of just like static, and then it dissipates. So as you guys now have an open stairway. Is everybody moving up, I take it?
Do you want me to
Should
check
I?
out the room before we go in?
Should me and her take the front? Since she's good at investigating for traps, and I'm...
I mean, if I
also-
think about it, my
Pretty
investigation's
perceptive.
actually pretty good. But I got a +3 on it.
My investigation is nuts.
So, I mean... But yeah, we'll put
I've got a
someone in
+5.
front who has
Me
better
too.
investigation.
I've got a +5, and I've also got +5 to my Arcana.
There you go.
I have +4 to my perception.
So whoever is in
Yeah.
front, note, and
I'll take second.
I want both of you to make investigation checks, or one of you can take investigation with advantage.
You take investigation with advantage.
Good thing, 'cause that was a 3.
And a 2.
Oh, come on, don't jinx her.
A 4. So, 9.
So after seeing the barrier dissipate, you kind of search the stone around the top in fear that there might be another trap, and you can't find anything.
Should I walk first? Because I'm the tankiest boy and can take the hit if need be? Because squishy, squishy, squishy,
I don't know what
squishy.
you
She's okay, but
I'm okay with that.
I mean,
Do
she's
keep
the
in
only
mind
other
that
durable one
the
here.
Staircase,
So.
The staircase will allow for 2 people side by side, but there is no guardrail.
Do I notice, like, any sense or
You
hear any breathing or anything?
Are you? How many times can you shift a day?
I can only shift once, but I have
I'll have
really
you make
high
a-
senses.
I'll have you make a perception check.
Oh, I can shift once per short rest.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
I'll take that.
Are you going ahead, Morzog?
That is a
wanna come with me?
22.
Sure.
What'd you say?
22.
You take, as Morzog walking past, you take a big deep breath in, just kind of, and you can smell.
Sweaty orc.
You do smell sweaty orc. You also smell sealed wood, leather, and paper,
Books.
So, study.
and dust.
Allergies, man.
Morzog, as you walk
Smells like an
past,
old man study.
you put your you and Elrana put your first steps on the new stone and kind of test it, just kind of tapping your foot, and nothing happens.
So this is a hallway or a room?
This is a room. You guys walk up into another circular room that is along the. Okay, so this is weird. So in the center is you gather the layout to be 4 bookshelves that are kind of arranged in a square, with at the corners being ways to get into that square. And then immediately outside of those corners are more bookshelves that align in a very loose and open, like diamond.
This is why I need a bag. Just books.
Yeah, ways to get in here.
I want these bookshelves. They're fucking huge.
Right?
They are pretty.
I could use these.
Like this.
Rows upon rows.
And then you guys are coming up a staircase from over here, and you can look across and see another one going up.
This is like a.
Let's be real careful.
I mean, I have no interest in books, but
Can I poke my head in between that center set of bookshelves? to
Well,
see
as
what's in there?
you guys are all coming up, and
Very
you just kind of
cautious.
everybody seems to kind of take their own way to kind of scatter.
I'm gonna be a little.
And everybody is immediately hit with the smell of like just leather and paper and
Old bookstore.
a little bit of dust, maybe a little bit of a musty smell. Might need to open a window.
I could make a window.
There is a window off to the side. It's a nice little, just kind of steeple-esque type of window with a glass pane on it.
Do we have like some TARDIS stuff going on here where it's bigger on the inside?
I mean, whenever you walked up to it, it was a pretty big
Okay.
like place. You did notice that this is a fairly large tower.
Oh, okay.
So there's more floors.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Let's be careful.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna keep going up. I have no interest in books.
I do.
I do.
Wayfarer and
No, I'm dumb.
Wayfarer, Arctis,
Actually, I'm not that dumb. I'm
and
actually pretty good. But...
anybody else who wants to, I guess, can make perception checks if you want to, or investigations if you're looking for something.
dice.
Nope. 6.
6.
Nat 20.
Nice.
11.
19.
I'm switching.
Okay.
I'm looking.
And you said
I'm looking through the
perception?
books.
Sure.
I'm 23,
17.
technically.
So is mind investigation.
All my dice are gonna go to jail tonight.
Since I'm
Are you
looking through
looking?
Oh.
It's not looking good.
You could perception. You make perception. You said you rolled like a 6.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Everybody else rolled over 50,
No.
including you.
Mine's a 23
I
modified.
rolled 11.
I made my
11?
dice
Okay.
mad.
modified 20.
Okay. So Note and Arctis, you guys are looking through the bookshelves, and there's 20 million kinds of books in here. You don't even know like where the subjects begin and where the subjects end because they're actually kind of out of place. Everything like you'll see some and
It's
a
like
few
my
of them.
bookshelves.
A few of them don't have any kind of writing on the spine, but you'll see something that's like something on fey creatures, and then it immediately jumps to like making minor potions or poisons.
I'll take
Something about arcane theory, and then something that doesn't have a spine. Like this is just a jumble of mess.
I will take one of those books on the fake creatures.
Sure.
I'll read it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
I will get you book titles later.
Feel my pain.
Hey, you did the same thing earlier. Morzog, as you're passing by, and everybody else is kind of, and you two see this too. It's basically the same thing. Of you're passing through like 20 million different kinds of book titles and or non-book titles. The leather binding on everything is all kinds of different colors, different shades of brown. A couple of them are like red or yellow or green, and everything's just kind of jumbled. You do walk by a piece of like as you're heading toward the other staircase. You walk by another piece of the bookcase, like right around here, that you actually notice down in the kind of like bottom-ish shelves. It's actually organized.
Like actually organized? Like how organized? Like what kind of?
Like the subjects match.
Well, what's the subjects?
The subjects down there is a lot of things on arcane theory.
Oh, boy, I'm not the arcane, but I'll holler at Walter since he's the arcane.
I am in fact the arcane.
I mean,
Continue to the next.
yeah. I was gonna say I'll mention to Walter that they're kind of organized and seems to be taken care of here while I go through and just keep moving on to the next stairs.
Nope.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
I mean,
sorry.
it'll still be there. I'll go ahead and go up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
A lot of this looks familiar to you. And as you see Morzog crouch down, kind of looking, can you make a intelligence check?
Different die.
Sure.
That's a.
Why does my nose itch?
That is a 9.
Plus your intelligence.
That's my intelligence, so plus 3, so 12. Oh, one. Anthony?
You have a memory of sitting on a wooden floor, kind of like this, which the bottom floor was all stone, and this is actually a like wooden floorboard type of deal. you remember sitting on a wooden floor among so many books that you were literally just in a small cubby, all to yourself. You had a small little sliver where you could sneak out to actually get out and go do something. With the simple instructions to just organize it. You organize these shelves. These 2 shelves, but you organize them. You can't recall how many years ago it's been now, but...
Fun times.
Do you say that?
Oh, I'm gonna tell him I did that. Fun times.
So, you guys do hear note in... every word is some kind of different tone of voice. Tell you that she did that.
Good job.
Have you been here before?
It's my master's place. When I was small, maybe.
You are small.
Oh, smaller.
You say that in past tense like you're not small.
I'll never be large. Well, unless something happens.
You can fix that.
Yeah.
If
I
anything,
am
make me
going
smaller.
to cautiously approach the stairs. And by cautiously, I also mean stealthily.
Alright, roll, you can roll a stealth check. Who else is heading just up the stairs? Kind of.
Ian.
My books will still be there.
That is a 17.
Nice.
There you go. I don't do stealth. I'm a big lumbering idiot, so...
Wayfair, what did you roll? 19?
19.
You 2. Oh, for fuck's sake! I can't make it stop itching. I don't know why. You 2 see everybody else kind of passing by to go up the stairs. Morzak had shown not a lot of interest in this place, and whereas he rolled high in his perception, he just kind of glancingly passed through and made it toward the stairs. As you guys are like, oh, well, everybody else is heading upstairs, and you start to make your way toward that way, you 2 notice something. In the center is a single chair, and say you would be more into the bookshelves. So you find the chair. Can you make investigation for me?
Yes.
Walter, while Wayfair is looking at a chair, you kind of are flipping through the books and there's a space. And sitting in the space is a globe. An orb. That's about the size of a softball. It's
Catapult.
kind of... It's clear. It's like glass. And inside is just this blue... it's kind of like blue tinted glass-ish. And inside you see almost what would look like... kind of like a constellation, but if the constellation were like multiple rings around the inside, with these small, tinier orbs kind of attached to these white circles inside, just kind of rotating.
So it's like moving in the orb.
It is. It's very slowly moving, just kind of in a circle. Like each tiny little orb is just moving in a different direction. But they're all, it's like, here's the, and then it's just circles around all the way down. On the inside. Do you pick it up?
I'm gonna pick it up.
When you pick it up, it kind of works like those water type of, kind of like a snow globe, where as you turn it, the rings inside don't move. They just kind of move, like they stay in their place, no matter how you move it.
Gyroscope.
Yeah, there you go, thank you. You,
I rolled 16.
okay, as you're like, oh, you know,
Ooh, a chair.
this is pretty, no, this is a really well-made chair. Like, this is not of a
Quality.
make that would be anywhere here in Taldorei. And as you're kind of like, you know, feeling the leather, or not the leather, but the make of it, the upholstery, your hand kind of knocks against something that's shoved between the cushions.
I'm gonna stick my fingers in there.
You pull up a pipe.
Ooh.
It's
I
a
see
very
purple, I
nice.
don't trust chairs.
It's got an ivory stem to it that leads into a very nice dark wood, and it's just a really small kind of. Got a
Take
little.
a sniff of the bowl. What has he got in it?
It smells like
That good
really
shit.
old tobacco.
Ah.
Like just simple tobacco, but it just smells like it's been in there a while.
Now, is this like a chair, like a dining room table kind of chair, or recliner? Is there anything under the bottom?
Like
that I
a
could
like
look
a
for?
like a huh?
Is there anything under the bottom I could look for?
You with your roll of 16, you kind of feel on the bottom, and it's just
Nothing.
there's nothing there.
Okay.
It's
Well,
not. It's kind of like a lounge chair. Like it's kind of high backed. It's got a little bit of a wing to it that kind of goes out the
Beating
side.
chair.
And that's all I found in the cushions was just that pipe.
Just a pipe.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it.
And you're holding this globe as you are both walking toward the stairs to kind of stay with the group. But now you're holding this globe in your hand that's just kind of gyroscoping as you move it, and it fascinates you. You're just like, what in the fuck?
Neat.
Like a little kid with a new toy.
From a village where people only fish. Only fish.
Oh God,
Yeah.
how boring that must have been.
Yeah, I know. You ever treated scurvy all day, every day for their
Have you-
entire life?
As you are checking out this pipe,
No.
because you're like, what in the hell? Because you like sniff the bowl, and you're just like, that's really gross. There is really tiny, like runic writing along the edge of the bowl.
Okay. Can I check it? I don't really know.
Hippos bubbles.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Let's hope this works. 10.
It goes all the way around the entirety of the bowl. It's all the same kind of like runic language, but you can't really decipher.
That's fine. I'll save it for later.
You were the one that's investigating, right?
I was stealthily working my
We
way
were
up.
going up the stairs.
I was gonna go up the
As
stairs
he
stealthily.
as he crouches down into kind of like a stealth position, does anybody else want to stealth?
I have disadvantage on stealth, and I don't do stealth well.
Might
so.
as well. I can hide
Well,
behind
we're gonna
him and
kinda like
be
Sure.
the shadow.
back for a
You
minute
go ahead.
while we kind of slowly
My bad.
My
perceive
goodness,
and
yeah.
investigate our way upstairs.
But tanks.
Are you wanting to
But
investigate the opening to the next room?
I can try to investigate. I'm much-
17.
Are you wanting to, or you want her to?
let her investigate. She has a. higher
I'm not
score.
gonna roll in my rolling on the table.
Shame.
Well, you know, I rolled on the table. That's the first time I've used that, and it's.
I
You
have
gotta
found
get it broken.
I have found not having a bunch of dice into your dice box makes it better to roll.
Oh, probably.
I
Crazy.
concur, which is why I have this
Well, there's a 9.
Second.
What am I?
Line, though, you know.
Investigating.
investigation.
14.
You go up to the opening to the next floor and look through. What? Okay. And look around the edges. You notice as you get closer and closer and you're expecting that barrier to come back, nothing happens. But you check the like sides of the opening for more runes, or maybe like a lever or a trap or something, and you don't see anything.
I'm gonna relay that to them, so.
Okay. Note lets you know in a cacophony of different voices that there's nothing there.
Alright, so I kind of relax a little bit.
All right. As you start working your way up the rest of the stairs, you all are hit with this kind of putrid smell. Like a very kind of caustic smell.
Oh no, someone forgot to feed the ravens.
Oh no.
You get up to the top of the stairs and look around, and this
Is
place.
it fungal?
You smell
More dead
something
body.
fungal. That kind of minty smell of like.
Can
Oh, minty.
I?
I forgot.
He has mint.
Oh.
Can I?
Well, as you get up to the top, This room is a little different. No, there are bookshelves, but there are only 2 bookshelves at the two far ends. Like there's basically on the left and right side of the room is the 2 staircases, and on the top and bottom of it is bookshelves. But the middle is this kind of ring of tables that are all kind of L-shaped tables. And then in the center of those L-shaped tables is 2 more kind of really long tables. And all of these tables are filled with different glassware and beakers and vials, and you see each one of them is filled with some kind of like different colored liquid or something inside. Elrana, as you get up there, you do notice that there is this small, like, kind of flower pot tray that is it does have a couple of flowers in there, and then right next to the flowers is, like, a few mushrooms that are just being cut out.
Investigate that shit.
Okay. Go ahead and... So, as you guys get up there, you see... You see one of your female companions just kind of go, woo! And then start rushing over.
As much as she goes, ooh, it's... Raised eyebrows?
Yeah.
That's gonna be, fucking numbers. 25?
Damn. So, as you get over there, you've seen, some of these they're not rare, but they're kind of uncommon. They are, there's one that is kind of a large, cap type of, you do know that this is, like, poisonous, but it's poisonous to the fact of, like, it'd probably make you throw up, but that's about it. There is one, it seems to be that somebody had put a, like a rotting piece of log in here, in this flower pot, and there is, like, shelf, fungus that's kind of growing. And then, the end part of this kind of, like, trough of plant life is covered.
Open it.
And you pull off the cover, and there is a single shroom in there that's roughly about palm size. The cap is kind of small, and it's glowing.
Okay, what is it?
It's bioluminescent. This you had seen in the Underdark once. And it's a shroom that is used in potions that you had seen be made that help with night vision.
Is it safe to pick?
At its current state, it looks like, yeah, it's about there.
Okay, I pick it then.
Okay. You go ahead and there's a small rock under it, and you just kind of pull it off of the rock. You do know that to brew the rest of this potion, you're going to need a lot of other things that come from the Underdark.
I heard beakers and potions.
Yep.
I'm
And you go rushing over, and you...
as fascinated as I am by this spinny thing, I want to look at this thing.
So you pocket the globe you found and start looking through these different vials and beakers. Go ahead and make just a basic... No. Just do investigation.
Just do investigation.
Yeah. I kind of want to have you do nature, but I don't feel like that's right. So, investigation, please. Anybody else doing anything?
24.
You lost 2 of your members. They're just like...
I'll investigate.
I was say, is this the end of the room, or does it keep going up?
There is another staircase that goes up higher.
I'm just gonna keep losing members as I walk up the stairs.
So-
Eventually, it's just gonna be me at the top.
I'll go ahead and go upstairs with you because
Yeah, I'm
it'll
gonna
still
do
be
the
down
same.
here.
Yeah, it's still gonna be
So,
here, but I mean, you never know.
As one of your companions is looking through different funguses and a couple of flowers, you are like picking up and like looking at these, you know, biker beakers and vials. I about said bikers and vehicles, and are just you like they're all different kinds of colors. Like there's some kind of blue liquid, like a brown syrup. You're just like, and you do find like you're seeing a lot of components, but not a lot of finished, and you're just kind of like, why? You find what'd you say you rolled for investigation?
24.
Okay. You find
Whatever the fuck you want.
a vial about this big of you pop the cork on it and smell it, and whoo boy, that is putrid. It's a kind of like a minor acid that you know would like it's caustic enough to burn through something, and a small kind of leather case, and inside the leather case is 3 other potions that are kind of in a cylindrical with a flat bottom kind of vial that have a kind of red liquid inside that kind of shows with an almost opalescent kind of iridescent I know they're both different shine to them.
So one liquid is this acid, and the other 3 are as to be determined.
Has to be determined.
Is there any like notes on the table?
There are. You kind of flip through a few of the papers and you see a bunch of different alchemical formulas for like different kind of acids and potions, and there's a book on there that's flipped open to an alchemical formula that doesn't have a title, but if you want to try to determine,
I would love to try to determine.
sure. I'll say Arcana for this one.
Is there anything special about the flowers?
19.
The flowers you had seen kind of haven't really bloomed yet. They look like they're like to that point of like the flower should be blooming at any point now. One is kind of like a deep kind of red color, almost like a rose color, and the other is like a sky blue.
19.
19. You kind of look through this page in the book and are like, all right, that yeah, that seems right. And then you get to about the bottom of the page, and it transitions from alchemical to like an arcane formula, and you're like, is this a healing potion? This is a healing potion, a minor one, but this is the formula for a healing potion.
And is that what those 3 other potions were? Or?
I mean, if that's what you want to think.
How much does that little potion of acid weigh?
Oh no, none of these potions weigh very much. Like all these vials weigh next to nothing.
I'm gonna eat that or something eventually.
The acid is, you would gather, it's good for 1 use.
Mm-hmm. So
Everybody else just kind of made their way toward the stairs, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm moving up the stairs as they're
I'm
checking
gonna-
everything out.
Okay.
are the little potions like corked like everything else?
Everything's corked.
Can I like pop it and take a smell here?
Yeah. The actual cylindrical vial is actually kind of made of this like really thick glass, almost crystal material, and you pop it open and it smells the
Don't forget
potion
to walk.
itself smells really sweet, and you kind of get a hint of like a herbally smell.
Like an herbally smell?
The initial smell is sweet, but then it's kind of herbally, kind of like an energy drink.
Only one way to know what it does. This is what I do. I drink things for a living. I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 2d4.
2d4.
Do we have spare D6s for him to use. to reroll
Is he
his
not just a
character.
drug dealer? He's also a drug addict.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not
gotta
supposed to
test
sample
it.
the product, bro.
Yeah.
Not my
You
product.
put it out there.
You don't sample your own product.
as,
Not mine.
as the rest of you are walking toward the staircases, you kind of see Walter pouring through different like vials and beakers, and he picks one up and is like, and just downs it.
3, 7 altogether.
7 altogether.
Mhm.
Add 2, and heal that much.
So plus 9 there. I'm just gonna go back to full health. Thank you.
Okay, so as the rest of you are going up the stairs,
My head hurts.
I'm gonna cautiously try to like being very aware of what's going on.
are you okay?
Trying to discern if there's anything to be.
Make an investigation check. Is that what you're trying to do? Is
No,
trying to,
perceive.
Can I give him advantage since we're all 3 going up?
Sure. Go ahead and
Since you've been rolling better than me.
You almost said it.
That's a natural 20.
Ew.
as you're walking toward the top of the staircase to get to the next floor, you kind of look around the edges of the opening to see if there's anything just in general, and you don't see anything. You look up toward like the actual opening itself. Nothing.
All right. I think it's safe to go ahead and proceed forward.
Once
So-
we're done with the mushrooms, I put.
So Walter and Orana, you're kind of lagging behind, but everybody else makes it to the last floor. You make it up, and this floor is kind of sectioned off in different places to where it's the first thing you notice is like this is a big kind of entryway portion, and there is a large desk just kind of sitting there. It's like a writing desk, and the top of it is closed. There is a wall off to your right that has a doorway opening. No door, just an opening. And then a wall off to your left that has a doorway opening. You don't see another staircase because there is walls.
I want to check that desk.
I said I'm gonna go left.
To make it a little easier on you. This is the staircase you're coming up. Thank you. This is the desk. Doorway. Lost track. There it is. Doorway. Who's going left? Who's going right?
I'm going towards that doorway.
Then I'm gonna go left. Just
Left,
work my
left.
way around.
Desk.
Desk.
I'll go the one
Clockwise.
closest.
Left. You two are lagging behind, and you see a majority of everybody goes left, and Wayfarer goes toward the. I don't know.
Right. The desk.
Right.
Fuck it, right.
Sure. Nope. Make intelligence for me, please.
The second dice.
So left side, you guys walk in, and there is another section that is kind of walled off here with another doorway.
Yeah, that one's gonna go away.
But off immediately to the right is another desk. Smaller, much smaller.
I rolled a 3, so that's 6.
Ooh.
Okay. You kind of get a little teary-eyed, but you're not sure why. You guys see a smaller writing desk that's looks like it's made almost for a child, and you see a bunch of like papers on it with some writing, and then this other kind of closed off section.
I go ahead and investigate the papers, see if there's anything.
Sure.
No.
Left.
Left.
Making a left turn.
You find on the desk, like, you see a couple of, it almost looks like, like someone learning how to write. Like,
Okay.
there's a lot of pieces of paper that are like the same sentence over and over and over again.
So you could tell he was teaching someone. Okay.
And underneath of that is like some drawings. You see some wax sticks of different color.
Okay.
You go off left, and there is a small bed.
To the right.
To the right, you guys immediately find there is a wardrobe here that is closed, and there's like one of those changing blinds. It's really long. That's just kind of propped up with it's just got a like painted scene on it of like a mountain range.
Can I check that desk that I'm standing in front of?
You go to check the desk, and it's got the cover over it. You go to lift the cover, and it's locked. There is a small keyhole underneath.
Can I jab my dagger in it and try to unlock it?
I was gonna say I could probably just break it open if you
Yeah.
I
wanted
can
to.
pick
I
the
mean,
lock.
we could try to pick the lock.
You
He's jabbing the dagger in those.
Go.
The lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Make
you're
it
either
break
jabbing
any
the dagger to
mechanisms.
break the lock, or
make a Are you shoving it into the keyhole, or are you shoving it under the wood? Like under the lid.
That's a good question. I'll try to jab it underneath the lock and pry it up the lid.
Okay, I want you to make a strength check,
That's
please.
fine. 17.
Not bad.
I'm not a fan.
You take the dagger and shove it into like right where the latching mechanism would be, and you start trying to pry the dagger through, and you feel some like give, and you're like, and you look down, and your dagger is just kind of like just very very gently bent. It's not too bad, but you gather that if you were to keep going with this, that it might end up worse.
I'm tell you,
Well,
don't blow out an
kids.
O-ring there.
I'll say, do you want me just to try to brute force the desk?
Yeah, I call for Morzog. Like, yo, smash this.
Morzog, as you're looking through this tiny little bedroom over, kind of like over here, it's just a really small bed for someone
Really small.
really small.
You would.
Yeah. And you see you pass by another wardrobe that's over here, and you hear calling back from the previous desk of like, hey, I need you to smash this.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go to the desk and see if I can open the desk.
Sure. Strength check.
Morzog smash.
Are you
Athletics?
two, huh?
Athletics. Just trying to pry it.
Sure.
Oh, good. That's a better bonus.
You two that went right, are you see a wardrobe and a
Which
changing blind.
I'll check the wardrobe, I suppose.
That was an 8 altogether.
You
Just
Okay.
was yeah.
you like
It would have been
after
a 6.
after putting that orc in a headlock and just dragging him
I'm
all through the
tired.
yard, you're starting to feel it.
It's been a long day. I
You
need
see
rest.
Morzog is just like he's got the bottom of the desk and the latch or the handle on the lid just kind of like "Ee," and nothing.
Can I yeet the desk to break it?
You know,
That would be
what's
a-
behind
just in
next thing,
anger
just
to throw
back
it,
down
just-
the
just-
steps.
That would be
Out of
another,
anger?
That would be another
Why
check.
don't we just have her try and unlock the lock real quick?
I
Try.
wander
Go
in
ahead.
and I'm like,
If it don't work, I'll eat it.
Yep.
You open the wardrobe and you see a like a metal rod through the top of it, and a bunch of.
No.
3.
It's a well-made
Get,
wardrobe.
get another one.
And
I
a
rolled
bunch
all
of
3 of them, and they've
there's
all
a couple
rolled
of
shit.
cloaks on the end, and then some very fine clothing that's just kind of like nice silks, very
need different.
breathable cottons, all really nice, well-made clothes.
Anything that would.
There you go. Roll the giant one.
Oh.
That's your best luck.
Not rolling in this.
You look like, yeah, some of it would fit. You kind of wonder about how your bust is going to fit in a few, but
Story of my life, yeah.
and they would give you a nice V.
Any dark blue ones?
They come in a cacophony of colors. That's the word of the day, cacophony.
Except
you're an
that
asshole.
only works for sounds
Yep.
and not colors. But sure,
Whatever.
we'll go with it.
I hear colors.
Myriad. There is a myriad of
There you go.
colors. Reds, blues, dark blues, sky
I'm
blues,
sure at some point my guy will be hearing colors.
greens,
Sure.
purples.
Fair.
Like, you have your pick.
Hallucinogens.
As Morzog
I got
has,
you
you
there.
hear sounds of frustration as Morzog has picked up the part of the desk by the ends and is just getting ready to chuck it across the room. You, show off your small case of lockpicks and let him know that you can just pick it open.
I rolled a 3.
You had your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay.
For lockpicks.
My dex is a +5, and then my precision is +2.
10.
10.
10?
I need to have a conversation with both of you at some point in time about poisonous arrows.
You start,
I got you.
you start kind of putting your picks in through the tumblers, and you keep trying to, shuffle them around, and you feel a couple of the tumblers go, and you get to a point, and you feel one of your picks bend,
Oh.
and you're like, oof. You
Oh.
pull them out in fear of possibly breaking, which the one of your little hook picks is actually bent kind of upward.
I'm just gonna look down the note
So-
and go,
Yeet.
I wanted to come over and see if I could just like.
You
Fonzie
say
it.
yeet, and she repeats your voice back to you.
awesome.
What?
I said I wanted to come over and try to Fonzie it. Just come over and just like bop real hard on the desk, see if I can knock it open.
Just to see if you can knock it open.
You go over and you whack.
No.
What do I roll?
Let's let the man try.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll say general strength for that one.
Here comes that 20.
You bop it on the lid.
Maybe.
Get a hold, man.
No.
Natural 20 on that bitch.
I wish. Just general strength check.
Yep.
That's a 11.
Nope, I
Try.
You
need
go over
this
and you
damn
bop it on the
ass.
lid, thinking that like, oh man, I've seen this work before. Whack. Nothing.
If it's made of wood, it's all just made of wood.
It's all just made of wood. It's a really nice wood, really strong wood.
I rolled a 13 to throw it into the wall.
You. I'm a Nelly, guys.
Not doing well today.
You go to pick it up and you feel your back kind of strain a little bit, and you're just like, oh, nope. And now you're just kind of walking around doing this, just kind of.
Can I push it down the steps?
Find a way just to break into
you
this
look at
desk.
the entryway to the steps, and you look at the desk, and the desk actually looks too big to get down the steps.
How'd they get it up the
This
steps?
isn't an
I'm gonna-
elderly uncle that
No,
you want to get
no.
rid of.
Yo,
This is
use
I
a
have-
the
desk.
earth and
I
widen
have-
this staircase and let's throw it down.
I have one more option.
Sure.
I could just great sword it to death.
There you go.
As long as
That's
it gets
not-
open.
Just in pure anger, great sword it to death.
Sure.
Hack that bitch.
You can.
Tried to eat
certainly
it, couldn't
try.
do it.
What is everybody else doing as Morzog now pulls
Just
out?
anger at the desk.
Watching
anger
Morzog.
at the desk.
I'm gonna take a cloak.
Can I give him bardic inspiration?
Oh, I still
Attack
have
rolls!
inspiration.
Yes!
That would have
Yes.
been.
I still had inspiration. I could have used that.
Oh.
That would have been a
Misplaced
15.
for days.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta remember that.
You want to do what now?
I had inspiration.
He had
left.
inspiration.
I still
Oh,
have
yeah.
inspiration. I
Yeah.
just I haven't
Inspiration, do it. Let me. I'm gonna.
How many bardic inspirations do you have?
I don't know. Just the one, I think.
used it. How many at that? How
you
many can
can
you
use
have
yeah, for
active?
rest
Oh.
kind of thing.
Well, it's not about how many he can have active. It's just how many he has, because he has used a few of them back in the previous
So
battle.
5. He's used 3 so far. Because I had it twice. He's had it once.
He should have a D6 worth at least. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Bardic inspiration, a D6, 10 minutes. Creature can D20.
I'm sure it's been longer than 10
It's how
minutes since
many-
I've inspired him, though.
Yes, but you get a certain amount per short rest.
Yeah.
You can have it the number of times equal to your charisma modifier,
And your charisma modifier.
and you can only have
is-
one inspiration active at a time.
4.
4.
So you
You
have
got
one,
one more shot.
So you have this one last one. If you use it on him, you lose yours.
Correct.
I want him that desk.
All right. What do you say to inspire?
Smash that bitch.
that bitch. Pure anger.
This is not Tinder.
So, you take. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Yay.
Whatever you add total, like your strength, your proficiency, whatever, add 1. You take a cloak. All of these cloaks are like, they're nice and thick, like for traveling, but you notice that the material is very breathable.
Nice.
I'm just watching in amazement.
Is everybody else just gathered watching Morzok try to beat the shit out of this desk?
Yeah.
That's a 13.
Cool. You
That's added the 1 too.
Mm-hmm.
you heft up your great sword and swing
It can't
into
have
it,
a high DC.
and the
I mean,
the sword actually doesn't puncture the wood. You get a nice like sliver out of it, but that's about it.
Packet slash.
mm-hmm.
Keep going.
More?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Can I go over with Morzog and
We're gonna
together,
beat the
me
desk.
and him lift this desk and throw it together to give him advantage?
Can I? So that little bottle. Can I put a little bit of the acid in the
Oh,
bottle?
shit.
Oh shit!
See, but he's the only one who knew that. Damn.
The rest of us wouldn't have known.
Nope.
Yeah. So
That'd have been medical.
Are you gonna let
Hey,
everybody know?
hey, can I got the. This burns through shit.
you try. I don't care. I'm just gonna
Just
keep
No,
going after.
plan
it.
B,
You're
we're gonna
burn
work
stuff
together.
inside.
Yeah.
All right, go.
It's
you
going in the
go-
lock.
That works too.
You go, huh?
It's going in the
You have to
lock.
eat through
Not
that.
on the desk. In the lock.
Okay. So you go over and you pour the acid
Just a little.
into the like into and around the locking mechanism. Go ahead and roll.
Goes downstairs, gets a pipette.
Roll 3d4.
Roll 3d4.
3d4.
Oh. Watch out, William.
Here, I got 3.
No. Not on me. Ah.
Here you go.
I got him. 3d4.
I have
Oh, you got 3.
huh?
All right, there you go.
Oh, no, that's not what I want. That is what I wanted, but not what I wanted.
My team rolled red.
9.
Okay. You go over and you can hear the as the acid works its way through the metal, and you can see bits of it kind of smoke. You can't see any damage because you poured it inside, but the metal and wood that's around it seem to kind of start burning away.
I only used a little bit.
The wood more so than the metal, but you do see the metal start to kind of give.
So, how much do
There
you
you
want
go.
to say
Not
I
trying to-
used? I didn't dump the whole fucking
It
thing
only
out.
had one application.
One application?
Yeah.
Dunzo? We're
Yeah.
Dunzo. I wanted to catapult that at something, but whatever.
You have
You'll-
an empty
you'll
vial
find
now.
more.
You have an empty vial now.
I can make more.
There you go.
You're gonna catapult that globe.
Yeah,
Help me God.
that's what I'm saying. This group's gonna work together very well.
I will find you the best poisons in the area.
Goodness.
That's why I kept the
Catapult.
arrows, even though you
Alright,
were
like,
talking about the
rattle
magical
the
one. I'm
fire,
like, wait, but
does it
poison
move? Did-
arrows.
It's still latched, but now you can feel like a jiggle.
So I try to open it again.
Go
Yeet.
ahead. Go ahead.
I don't want to eat it. I'll try to open it again.
Athletics.
There you go.
23.
23 will do it.
First lifted.
All 20 minutes
You're like,
later,
alright.
standing around the
You're like,
Yeah.
all right, finally. You take it like
Just
you did
anger.
before,
You're
and
angry.
yank as hard as you can, and you just hear ping, and a piece of metal
that's
comes
so peaceful.
flying out of it and rattles against the wall, and the top of it comes open.
There you go.
It slides
Have fun
along a
with the desk.
small rail that's kind of carved into the side.
This better have something really fucking
That's
cool.
what
I was
I
saying.
actually worked at it.
Ain't that shit.
That's where he keeps his nudie magazine.
Yeah.
You see very
That's what I
detailed
said,
drawings of anatomy.
Yeah.
Da
You
Vinci style.
you open
It looks very National Geographic.
Yeah.
and there is a quill that is sitting off to the side. There's an inkwell, and that's it.
There's no drawers or any other little
You
compartments.
do see a couple drawers.
Alright, can I search the drawers?
Sure, you pop open some of the drawers. You see some more inkwells. Another one. There's a couple more quills. All very nice feathers from some kind of exotic bird you probably have never
Can I
seen
take
before.
them?
Sure.
How many are there?
3.
3?
All different
Sounds
colors.
good.
So there's one white, one kind of a light brown with like kind of speckles on it, and then one that is a kind of brown toward the base of it, and then it transitions up into gold.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back downstairs and pull the other keg up to at least to the point. I'm breaking shit, so why not?
Sure. You go back downstairs to retrieve the keg.
What time of day is it?
It's getting
Where we
into
at
like
now?
late afternoonish.
I also want to pull the pipe out of my bag and show it to Nope to see if she can if she knows anything about it.
Okay.
What language is the writing in?
Of whole language of what?
The
The writing on the pipe.
round the
Oh.
bowl.
Arcana check.
I'm gonna try the big
Determine-
boy.
Okay.
It's runic. It's
so
like
close to
runes
being
on the
good.
side.
That's
That
better
was
than my
such a
other rolls.
tease.
What am I rolling for?
Well,
Arcana?
hold on one second.
11.
11? No clue. It's all some kind of runic language. You saw a rune.
Walter!
You saw a rune that was part of the. You saw a rune similar to the barrier that had zapped your friend. As he pulls the pipe out to show you, you recognize the pipe. The pipe belonged to Merrick. And this one's not, you don't have to roll for this one because this is actually a pretty fond memory of yours. You think back to Merrick sitting in a high back chair, reading through a book, smoking a pipe, as you are sitting on the ground reading a book. And as you're sitting there reading a book, a small kind of puppy dog like figure made of smoke is kind of bouncing up and down at you and goes to lunge at you playfully before it dissipates. And then another one, same thing. And then and then you look up at your master and he is blowing like he'll suck in from the pipe, and as he blows out the smoke, it forms into small creatures that do small motions for a couple seconds and then...
I'm gonna use my silent image to show him this because words.
To show him your master, or...
My memory.
Oh, okay. So she kind of conjures a few hand motions and some magical energy flows from her hands, and you see this image of her memory of her as a chick, sitting on the floor, her legs spread wide with a book in front of her that's almost, half as big as her, flipping through the pages, looking at pictures, and you see small smoke creatures come from the pipe that her master is smoking. And the pipe looks exactly like the one you're holding.
Did he have to light it to make those things, or is it the runes?
You do notice that it is the end of the pipe is smoking. There is a trail of smoke coming out
But
of
he
it.
doesn't have to light it to hit it every time?
I need the mechanics of how to work pipe.
You gather that...
Well, I just need to know if it's like, if I could sit there and try it, or do I need to try to find a
You
way to
gather
light
that
it?
if you were to light a tobacco-like substance from the bowl, that you would be able to blow smoke that would create these images.
So the runes are just for the creature's
Tobacco-like
images,
substance
not to
patrol.
light it by itself. And,
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, man. So, is anybody going to roll to find this guy's stash?
I can make some. It's fine.
I mean, I might
Oh,
remember
God.
where it is.
Roll the sash.
Druidcraft. It's just...
Pass that down, him.
Who?
Whitefair.
Thank you.
Well, I want to go back down to the library and search around.
You have not looked through this entire room, by the way.
Oh, we haven't.
Yeah, there's still a small room here.
Bathroom.
And then I think you guys stopped. You had stopped here.
I was looking in the wardrobe.
Did you go right as well?
I went right, but I was like fucking wardrobe. Never.
It was
gonna
more
go with
entertaining
that.
watching me open the desk. That's kind of where
Yeah, I was
everyone's
gonna say
gathering,
everybody
so-
just kind of was like trying to open the desk. Which no, you don't find anything except for writing utensils. You don't find any papers left behind or anything.
That's fine. I got
How
my
the hell would
Any
I-
more stairs?
Asshole.
Nope, no more stairs.
Everybody's got
This is it?
I'll go check out the in-between room.
In here.
Yeah.
All right. You walk over around the side. This as as your new companion is taking a robe and looking through the clothes of what you know to be your master's wardrobe.
He's dead. He's not using it.
You come over and you see a chest here.
Alrighty.
You don't remember that being there before.
Oh boy.
Holler if you need me.
Um,
We will find a way.
oh my god, I'm rolling so bad today, bro.
And you look left and you see the chest. You look right and you can see kind of catty corner into this bedroom over here. There is a shattered mirror.
I'm gonna look at the chest.
Okay, so at that, we are going to take a small break for bathroom, because I need to go. And we will be back in just a little bit. Alright, and we're back. Thanks everybody, we needed to take a little bit of a break. So, a few of you are wanting to head back downstairs. And note, you have moved toward your master's old bedroom and saw a chest and a shattered mirror. Seeing the shattered mirror, you don't have to worry about trying to remember this because this this is a pretty vivid one too. You recognize the frame. You have a memory of being able to walk through the mirror. You've never been outside of this tower, that's why you didn't know it was here. But you remember that takes you home.
This would be a good time to have mend, but doesn't restore the magical properties.
The chest that you see, you had never seen before. This was not here previously. And you do see it's got the top lid has a little bit of a metal flap that goes over a ring, and the ring is held together by a padlock.
Is it screwed on there?
Hmm?
Is it screwed on there?
There's what screwed on there?
The flap.
You see a hinge, but it's kind of into the metal rim that goes around.
Okay, so it's like it's attached to it. Well, I was gonna say, 'cause if it's just on the outside, I could unscrew it and not even have to worry about unlocking it. But I'm going to try to open it.
Okay. I want you to roll this at disadvantage.
Okay.
While she's doing that, can I go through and like flip the mattress and check under the beds?
You go in and
Look
you
for
flip
that
the
door.
mattress and you don't
What does this
there's
range do?
nothing
You
else
roll
in there
another one
except
and you
for
take the
a
lower.
bed.
Oh, okay.
14.
14,
A small end table with no drawer, just a small candle.
17, 14. Second one.
Plus
13 plus your dex.
Oh, 5.
Dex
so
and your proficiency.
Dex and proficiency.
And then a broken
so
mirror.
5, 7. So 20. No. 21.
Hold at disadvantage?
Yeah.
I had a 14 and a 17.
Fuck.
And I get plus
Christ.
7 for both.
Rogues, man.
Yeah, dude, you know.
Yeah, real.
Holy
Been rogue.
shit.
Welcome to expertise.
Yes. Oh, wait, it'd be 14 plus 7. That'd be 22.
21.
21?
Oh, son of a...
7, 14, 21.
So
Okay.
many people when they multi-class dip into rogue.
Hang on one second, I forgot to
Like,
write
if you
something
rogue all the way,
down.
though?
Oh yeah, I know.
Well, I kind of wanted to dip into it a little bit of fighter just because
True.
Eldritch Knight, multi-attacks, die.
Blaze.
Oh, I've
Back
considered
in
it, trust me, but
Thank you for letting me
happy to
borrow
split
Anything?
split that spellcasting modifier being wisdom versus intelligence, and that
I said, we
you
got a
know,
whole bag over there
dexterity
full of
being based.
See,
More dice
the
to
thing
use
is for me
okay.
though is mine more of physical
Well, like
deal damage.
my,
nonsense,
this
so.
one usually.
Like as I
I
get
roll
higher
really good with
level, I'm
the
almost
day
if
I
I
roll
keep going with
threes, like,
dexterity, I
every
end up
time.
better off not wearing armor.
Oh yeah.
And I'm realizing that, so my dude may end up going no armor.
I'm just looking to be the biggest frontline tank asshole I can be. So.
Fuck. Okay.
I'm looking to
What'd you roll?
be that back line
21.
guy who can be
21?
like, okay, this
Okay.
monster weak.
So as you
this.
stick you kind of take the time to bend your hook pick back into place, because that is a very thin piece of metal, and you start working your way in there.
Yeah,
and
that's
as
what
you
she
have
said.
your picks in there, you can hear things turning. As your picks are kind of fumbling around in there, you hear. And your picks actually seem to move kind of when they're not supposed to, but you quickly actually make pretty deft work of this. With a 21, your DC I think was 20. I forgot to write it down, I apologize. You feel them moving and you're just like, oh no. You readjust and it almost seems to slide backwards open as you do. You kind of start more for the tumblers in the back and just click, 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 and it just falls open. Do you go to open the chest?
With that, I'm gonna call for some reinforcement since it was kind of a funky chest.
Okay.
Want the big guy?
What? Break things?
I think she just wants someone to take
Just
the
want me to
blast.
open the chest? I'll open the chest. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I'll
mage
do it.
hand.
No.
No,
No.
it's great for opening stuff like that.
She does, though.
Who?
Oh, I have mage hand. I
You
guess
can-
I can do it from around the corner. Well, I forgot I have mage hand.
I'll still open it, though, if you
I'm
want
still
me to.
calling him in there because if this thing comes alive or something jumps out, I'm gonna need
The
some
mimic
backup.
laughed. We all had a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna open it with my mage
Love,
hand
roll 3.
ledger.
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Okay.
That's not a good fight at level 3.
You
No, it's not.
go to you
Horribly
back up.
unbalanced.
Is there a weight limit to your mage hand?
I think it's.
5 pounds.
I have.
Oh, yeah, it
Let
is.
me
That's-
double check it because it's weird with Legerman. Let's see here. I had to enter it in by hand. Range 30 feet. Components. Yes, 1 hour. 10 pounds.
10 pounds?
Pounds.
So you back up and your mage hand slides off of your hand and works its way over to the chest. It puts itself on the top and goes to lift it, and it doesn't move.
Okay, it's heavy. You lift it.
Alright, I'll open it. Why not?
Morzag, you go to open it.
Yeah.
As you put your hands on the lid, your hands stick to it.
Oh shit.
Yay, mimic.
And as you're trying to lift it, your hands stick, and you're just like, what the hell? As the chest moves on its own and slams you right in the center of the gut for... for 8 bludgeoning damage right to your stomach,
Okay.
and you are now grappled.
Okay. You want to play this game with me? We'll play this game.
As the chest, as he
Payback.
puts his hands on the chest, you guys see the chest lunges at his stomach, and as it falls back down to the floor and the lid opens, there are rows of teeth and a long tongue that kind of slithers out from it, and it just makes a sickening sound.
Hunter sense.
What does Hunter's Sense do? Is
Allows
that's
me-
Hunter's Mark?
No.
Well, anybody that wants to join into this, you can roll initiative.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already in the room.
There's a wardrobe in that room, isn't there?
No, it's the other room.
No, it's the other room.
There's a wardrobe off to here.
Nice.
This is where you guys are.
I'm
And
still
Hunter
saying-
sense is the one that allows me to see what its weaknesses are and all kinds of information about it.
Is that an
Sorry.
action to it?
Yeah, that's a full action.
Okay.
Ranger will be after Paladin.
How do
But they-
mimics work?
There it is.
I mean, I know it's a fake chest. Do they have stuff in them?
100% the parry
Like
creature.
just
has
They,
damage
like
on
stomach
creature.
acid, yes.
Yeah.
The creature has
Hold on.
damage, immunity, resistance to vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember. Did you say for escape?
I laughed, the bar laughed, the table laughed, killed the table. We all had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know that is
Smash
immune
them, 'cause
to
it'll make them
it is immune to acid
So I just
and
gotta, like,
being
push
prone.
off 'em. That's why they smack them, so that way they don't get hit.
Okay.
All right, where's everybody positioned?
I'm
Whoever is taking part.
because I'm starting
in
a.
the doorway.
Well, I was flipping the bed, so can I hide
Anytime
behind
I
the
use
mattress?
that, I will be adding that to my notes
This
later on.
motherfucker.
So
Hey,
I will have those.
self-preservation.
I'm gonna move to the. I'm gonna
can't
be in the
entertain people
doorway
if I'm
to
dead.
my what was probably used to be my
Which
room.
essentially just I'm writing down which monsters I've seen so that I have those in the monster manual.
Walter.
Get off my bed.
I heard her call for him, so I'm like over
Okay.
yonder.
I'm about right where you said.
4, 5, 6. Why do I feel like I'm missing some? Oh, I have 6 players, not 7.
I don't know why. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know why you had the 7th out there. but
Neither do
sure.
I.
Because someone will be joining us eventually.
Probably.
Yep, you can come out now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
Door opens.
Scoutmaster
Dogs.
Kevin?
Zachary
Yeah.
comes home for lunch.
Yeah.
The table's like, thank you for including me.
Oh shit.
Table's a mimic.
And then we yeeted the table.
All right. 25 to 20.
Oh, I didn't even roll.
Yeah, I haven't rolled yet.
Way to go, nerd.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. 25 to 20.
No.
Okay, 2015.
18.
Really? 15 to 10?
13.
I forget, is it plus in my proficiency? Is this what I
No,
rolled?
it's just your. It's
Your
basically just
Your
dex
dexterity.
Oh, just my dex modifier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
13.
modifier. What did you say?
13.
13. 13?
Why did we... Why?
Who has the?
I think he does.
Me.
By 1.
Are you forgetting about my modifiers?
Oh.
Do you not
Can
have a thing on it that just says initiative?
Yeah, you should have a thing
Yeah,
on your main thing that
I
says
do.
initiative.
I just forget to look for that.
10 to 5.
At 11.
I have a 10.
I'm a last. Yep.
You're last.
What'd you roll?
4.
4? You're actually not last. What'd you?
The mimic's last? Really?
A 10.
10.
But it's happened.
I don't think the mimic has a butt.
It has a digestive tract, so it's gotta come out somewhere.
Fact.
Yeah, regurgitation.
I was gonna say you were good shit.
So it's coming and going.
Arctis. You're up first.
Well, just one second. Hunter's Mark is a action or bonus action?
Bonus action.
Bonus action?
Yep.
So first I'm gonna Hunter's Mark it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna draw back my bow and fire an arrow.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
So the chest is grappled with him.
Yeah. He is stuck to it. His hands can't come off.
That's gonna be a
Well, eventually.
11.
That
Just
does not
misses.
hit.
And wait, Hunter's Mark does something else too, doesn't it? Yeah, so that would be I'm gonna go ahead and use my movement and jump all the way back to here.
Sure.
And that'll be it. I believe that's all I can do.
Alright. Walter. You currently can't see it, but you see Note standing there, like, giving a wide-eyed expression at something that you cannot see.
I'm gonna move beside Note, like behind her.
Does that give you partial coverage?
Now you see more, huh?
One more over. There you go.
Now you see more Zug kind of stuck to it.
So they're stuck to each other.
Yep.
Okay.
You can see him trying to, like, wrench himself off, but it's...
Not in public,
this thing
man.
is trying. This thing is trying to wrap its tongue around him, pretty much.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
If we can roll high enough to hit it.
I gotta get broke loose first, and then I'll.
Modified 20.
That hits.
Oh, expect that strength to be a little higher.
Well, the good thing about mimics is
Yes.
it's a flat DC to get out instead of contested checks or grapple.
Nine.
They're not actually. It's an adhesive, not an actual
Right.
physical thing. So I gotta break the adhesive,
So you just gotta roll high enough to hit it.
but I have to roll with disadvantage.
Morzog.
Mm-hmm.
Or grab both of your hands.
Won't break myself free.
Sure. Go ahead and make a strength check. Strength check, please.
It's at disadvantage, right?
No.
I mean, if you're gonna give it to me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Disadvantage? Or just straight roll?
No, sure.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, that breaks it.
Mm-hmm.
So you shove your foot on the bottom part of the lid opening and just kind of yank, and the adhesive comes off.
Okay.
It's now sitting there wide open, and is kind of trying. Its tongue is now feeling along the floor.
Is there such thing
Second wind.
as mimic?
Okay. 1d10 plus your fighter level.
Yeah.
I believe.
Oh boy. That helps. That's a 9 plus 3.
Anything else?
That's my bonus action, and my action was hide to barricade, so.
Okay. Wayfair.
So its mouth is still open, searching around with its tongue. Is that what it's doing? Because I'm
Yeah.
hiding behind the bed. I want to throw
Yeah,
the bed in its mouth.
Are you strong enough to do this?
It's a
Which
mattress.
actually, I mistold you. As you flip, because you said you flipped the bed over, like cover. As you flip the bed over, there's something lying on the ground.
What is it?
It's a staff.
Ah, titties. I want to get that staff.
Don't worry about the thing trying to eat me.
Oh, no, I threw the
Loot the
mattress
room.
at- I threw the mattress.
To be fair, he was looking underneath the mattress for things.
Yeah, I was.
So,
That would have happened beforehand.
Well, the reason you didn't find it initially is because there's actually like a divot in the floor. And as you were searching around in there, it was like in the middle of the bed and hard to reach. But as you flip it up to use it as cover, there's like, you can see the small kind of carved out part of the wood, or the stone on the top.
Mhm.
And there is a staff just kind of laying in this divot.
I want that staff. I don't know what it does, but I want it.
It doesn't take you much to get it. It's just, whoop, you now are holding a staff.
Party. That's it. I just wanted to throw the mattress at it.
Well, you would have to.
Roll.
That is a big throw.
And I'm kind of in the
Well, I was in the room.
Right, you were in the room with the bed. Here's the chest, and here you are.
And there's me between you and the chest.
Alright, well then I don't throw the mattress. I just want the staff.
Okay. You're like, ah! And then you look down and you go, ooh, pick up a staff, and are now sitting there holding a staff, inspecting it. It's like it's made. It looks like it's made of wood, but the wood is colored white. And as it gets, it's kind of just a basic, staff until you get toward the top, where it twists. The wood like has a visible twist in it, and then it splits, comes back together, and crisscrosses into the shape of two wings.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm gonna go up to it and stab it.
Alright.
I hope I roll something good.
So you run up to the chest and go ahead and make an attack roll.
12 plus 7. So 19.
I'll say you can do it at advantage because it's currently trying to find. It's currently occupied with Morzog, so you get flank on this.
14 plus 7, so make it 21.
All right, that hits.
Okay, and then 1d4 plus 5. So 6.
And then add 2d6 to it because of your sneak attack.
Everyone's aware this means I get to attack every chest ever
9.
now.
How much?
9.
Total?
With the just the sneak.
PTSD's a hell.
Just the sneak?
6 and 9, so
You're
15.
telling me.
Mm-hmm.
No from experience.
Alright. Then I need you to make a strength saving throw. As you sink the dagger into part of the wood, it lets out a in pain. But then you try to pull the dagger back, and it is actually hard to pull it back.
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Well, as long as you're holding on to the dagger has you considered grappled.
I can let go of the dagger.
You can let go
I
of the
can always
dagger.
get another dagger.
But the dagger is kind of lost into, like, it's just,
Shunk.
it's not
Well,
gone,
that's-
it's just stuck in the wood now.
I can get it back later.
Okay.
So I still get to do my second attack.
Sure.
Okay.
And there's where she loses the rapier, and then we get to stand there.
I have a short bow. I can move away. That was a 12.
Plus your,
Oh,
that would hit.
plus dex would be plus 5. So
Yeah.
17. And then rapier is 1d8. Which is this one. Plus 5. So 8.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for it
No.
getting stuck?
Yes. Sorry. Strength
I
saving.
rolled an 11 plus 1, so 12.
That gets stuck too.
Okay. Am I allowed to use my rest of my movement or no?
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
can.
move back away from it. And he's got both my weapons, so I'm just gonna go back over to where
Okay.
I was.
As you turn to
Disengage.
walk away,
Oh, I can disengage. Right.
you've already used your bonus action.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Oh wait, I'm a
Make
rogue.
this-
Does that count as a bonus action?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because it would be your rapier is technically your main action, and the dagger attack would be your bonus action.
Okay.
As you turn away, it rolls a
Roll, it's his bonus, yeah.
modified 20 to hit,
Oh
which I'm
shit.
pretty sure hits. As
yeah.
you turn to run away from it, the tongue puts itself on the floor and pushes itself into you. Oh, that's bullshit.
Or is that a bonus, dude?
Mm-hmm.
And
Is that
smacks
anything
you
about
for
bonus
4 damage,
I'm not sure.
4 bludgeoning damage. And then I need you to roll another strength saving throw.
The whole thing is sticky?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4.
You are now stuck to it. You're kind of just hanging by your back, just like your dagger's over here to your side, your rapier's over your shoulder, and you're just now stuck to it.
Okay. That's why.
Elrana,
Um.
you're kind of off to the side here, but you can hear the commotion going on.
Yep. I'm gonna thorn whip it.
Are you moving to be able to see it?
Don't have to.
You don't have to see your target.
Sure, I'll move the 10 feet to be able to see it.
Okay.
Um.
And you're gonna do what now?
Spell
Thorn whip?
Is it considered flanked?
Oh, it is. It is
Okay,
hard
yeah.
to engage.
It's currently engaged.
There you go.
Blaze, get down.
That's
I'm
20 to hit.
How much?
20.
20 would hit. Does it? Do you have to make contested against that pole or no? Because doesn't it pull at 10 feet?
If the creature is large or smaller, you pull it up to 10 feet closer.
Oh, so yeah, sure.
It just does.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
So long as it hits.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Ooh. 2.
Oh, I never gave it an actual thing. We'll say that's the mimic. So you rolled a 2 damage,
Looks like a tie.
Yeah.
To his tie.
and it pulls it 10 feet.
Well, it takes her with it.
Yeah. So as you're sitting there, you let out a squawk as you get stuck to the chest, and you hear a whoosh, and then you get yanked 10 feet to the side. Morzog, you're getting ready to hit it, and you're just like, hey, look.
Opportunity attack?
I was gonna say it moved out of my attack range.
That it's different. If it moved willfully out of your range, then okay. Its movement is shite, but it is going to kind of shift over because you're the closest thing.
So I'm just stuck to like the side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it uses its
Foiling my
Well,
plans.
it doesn't say willful. I mean,
No,
it just says when a creature you can see moves out of your reach.
that's true.
The
That's fine. I felt bad for last time.
the tongue of the chest pushes against the floor and rolled a natural 20 on you.
On me?
Yeah, on you. Because you're the closest thing. 13 bludgeoning damage.
Oh, okay.
And then I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Okay.
We just all start getting stuck to it.
20.
Ooh.
Okay. You do not become adhered. And then it is back to Arctus's turn.
Okay.
I'm just glad I got to hit you, damn it. With a mimic and not the fucking orc's sword.
I'm gonna go ahead
Does
and
anyone know I did?
knock another arrow
Right?
and
Not yet.
pull
Early.
back and carefully aim and hopefully hit this bastard. There we go. Yeah, that's hitting. 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and then that's 1d6
Ow.
plus a d8. Um, 9.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it.
Walter.
Oh, hi.
No. Lay down.
I'm gonna move up, like just forward, like try to get up against the. Yeah, and then towards you.
How far? You have 6 squares.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention how many squares.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
5, 6. Okay.
So I can see the fucking thing.
Yep.
So I don't accidentally shoot the giant orc in the back.
Can you take it? You got enough hit points. Okay, go ahead and roll attack roll.
Thinking about what I want to do. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot it.
Sure.
Nope, 9.
That doesn't, 9 plus your dexterity.
9 altogether.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No. That doesn't hit. The arrow kind of glances off and goes off onto the. It starts heading toward. It glances off and starts heading toward Arctus and Aurelia and Elrana, and it just kind of dissipates before it hits any of them. Morzog.
Hold on.
I'm
Hold
picking up
on.
From the back.
I don't know if that would work.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
hold
check
on.
myself.
Ow.
Yeah, that won't work. It'd be funny, but
What you doing, guys? Morzog.
I'm having a debate real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
I know, but my problem is that the first line of that.
Yeah, that would overtake that.
I figured.
At least that's how I would rule it. I don't know
that's
how he
I
would.
do. I guess I'm just gonna hit the damn thing.
Sure.
I won't get into the whole discussion of if I grapple it, what will happen. You want to play Grapple Wars? I'll play Grapple Wars.
You just get stuck to each other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Resist what? No.
Hug the chest.
With your face.
Do I want to use my scimitars or no?
I mean, its movement's kind of shit anyway, so.
Yeah.
I just keep pulling it to me.
I'm not really worried about it getting outside of my shit, so. Well, you know, I'll go with the scimitars.
Start
Why not?
pulling it too close and I'm moving.
I can choose whether to pull it or not.
That's 13 to hit.
That hits.
Woo.
Well, I don't mind. I mean, I can get a shooting lane from right over there, so.
Yeah. 8 damage.
That's the main thing, as long as I got a lane.
That's a nat 20 not to be stuck.
Ew.
Okay.
Then second attack.
Sure.
That's 14 to hit.
That hits.
8 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ew.
There you go. That was
I'm just gonna sink him through. Just straight to the floor.
Okay. So you shove the two swords into its mouth, and you feel it impact with what would be the bottom of it, and lets out a.
Yay!
No, you fall off of it, just kind of on your butt. It stops moving. The teeth retract into the edges of the lid. The tongue just kind of like basically turns to particles. It just like
Aw.
dusts away. The lid closes back. And, well, your swords are in it, but it just kind of, the lid goes limp.
Okay.
Get my stuff back.
Yeah, pull your weapons back out.
You grab your dagger and rapier, and it's easy enough to pull them back out.
Are you okay if
I'm
I
gonna go
search
retrieve
the
my
chest?
arrows.
Sure.
If you wanna.
He says he's okay because he killed her. I asked him if I could search the chest. I'm gonna search
Sure.
it, see if there's anything.
You flop open the lid, and
Because the lid kind of flops open as I
yeah,
take my
the
weapons
lid kind
out.
of flops open now.
Alright, so I've been
Okay.
kind of curious about Walter's crossbow. Having seen it twice now in action, I want to go and talk with him about that.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So as you flop
so
open the
how
lid,
do you make it
you
do
pull
that?
out this. You're walking out of that room, Wayfair. Are you coming out of that room?
Yes.
You're holding that
I'm
staff in
holding
your
the
hand.
staff.
Out there,
Yeah,
so.
As you flop open the lid,
Get
you
my
pull out,
character where I wanna be.
and everybody kind of sees this. It's a weird kind of metal contraption that is, it's tri-legged.
Because that's what I rolled for my second one bonus.
That is got a ring around it, and then multiple other rings that are just, there's nothing attaching them. They're just kind of floating.
Well, I have.
And
I have
in the
your
smallest
wounds, so-
ring at the top of this is a crystal, multifaceted. A lot like the flat edges. A couple of the edges or the facets you see are like individually cracked, like imperfections. But this crystal is just kind of slowly rotating
Animals can be useful for like tracking.
in
things,
this
and they're gonna have information on shit, so it's
Thing.
useful.
contraption.
All right.
You have no idea what this is.
Yeah. That's,
So, thank you.
okay. I'm just gonna write down a weird contraption.
Sure.
Maybe we'll find out what it is later.
As you kind of turn it in your hand, one of your fingers kind of brushes over one of the like rings of it. The rings spin, come together to make a singular kind of like band that's kind of floating on its own. The crystal spins, stops, and a light comes through the bottom, hits the very bottom tip of the crystal, and light almost shines up and through one of the facets, and you see an image that's now walking around the room of Merrick.
Oh boy. Medieval holograms.
And he's...
Magic bitches.
You can barely hear him kind of muttering to himself. Something about how, no, that doesn't seem to be right. It worked before, didn't it? Maybe I did something wrong in the notes. And he picks up like he's now holding a book. You see him reach over and grab something, and he's now holding a book. But you don't see, like, where he grabbed it from. It just appeared out of thin air.
Are we all seeing this?
Yes. There is now a holographic man just kind of walking through
Am I
the room.
able to perceive what title that is?
A
A book he's got in his hand?
You can roll a perception check. It's very difficult to, because it's kind of like the image is kind of grainy a little bit, but you can try.
12?
You try to like get close to it and try to see it, like the name of it, but the like actual image is just too grainy. Like you see letters or like words, but it's just kind of like blurry.
Okay.
It's just hard to tell.
Can I tell how many words? Color, volume?
Like 5. Everything of this image, there is no color.
Oh,
it's
okay.
kind of like shades of like a bluish.
Okay. Gotcha.
Almost like monochrome, but instead of like black, white, gray, it's
Bluish and
Bluish
bluish
white.
and yeah.
Are there any distinguishing features that stick out on the book that you are able to notice?
Not really.
Like a torn cover, any scratches or
No,
anything?
just looks like a leather-bound tome that he's flipping through now.
Which the library's full of those.
And now the crystal where it was kind of rotating, it's now stuck in place.
Well, he was saying, so is that the end of the, what it was showing?
He walks around and keeps mumbling to himself about how, like, maybe there's some mistake. He flips through a couple of the notes. Talks about how, you know, a lot of vague stuff of like, well, maybe this will work, or, you know, so on. But after a little bit, it just kind of goes away. The bands come back apart, and the crystal starts rotating again.
I look at note. Try touching a different part.
Book?
So you poke a just random part, and the bands come together. The crystal spins, and it comes to one of the broken facets, and there's no image. The light pours through, and you see like a light, but no image.
Maybe let
It stays like that for a while before it comes apart and then starts rotating again.
Walter take a look at that.
You want to look at it?
I want to look at the stick. Or whatever it is.
Sure. Make an investigation check. Or Arcana. Make Arcana.
Oh, thank you. 22.
Okay. As you start messing with it and you're just like, you know, this is almost like some kind of like journal almost. You start like seeing, you know, the moving parts, and you kind of poke a part of it and turn it, and it does the same thing where all of the bands come together. The crystal turns, and the image is now there is a chair, an empty chair, that you see Merrick kind of come out of picture, and he sits down. And whereas most times, the last picture that you had saw, he wasn't paying attention to anybody. Like, it didn't seem like it was something in the past. This time, where you guys are standing in the room around this, he sits down on the chair, and he turns, and the picture looks directly at you, Note.
I fire an arrow at him.
You fire an arrow, and it just goes right through him.
Okay. It's not a ghost. Gotcha.
It looks directly at you, Note, and you hear this.
My dearest Note, if you find this, I'm sorry I left you alone. Life is short, and whereas most in the arcane profession look to prolong their time so that they might see the end of their research, it was never a subject of my interest. I just accepted that my time would eventually come. I tried to give you the knowledge you would need to survive. I hope I did all right. I still remember when you showed up on my doorstep just an egg in a basket. I didn't know at the time what that would mean for me. I have enjoyed every minute. I don't have any children, but I am happy to call you my daughter. I have something for you. I call it the Cloak of Shadows. I found it in the far northern mountains of Taldorei, and it shall keep you safe, my little bird, my little girl. I love you.
Thank God he didn't mean breakfast when he said
As he says that he has something for you, the hand waves and makes different kinds of gestures before, not a hologram, a cloak materializes in the air. That is, it is a black material that is... It's kind of like that, you know, that black that they said that they found that absorbs light?
Yeah.
It's that.
The Vanta black.
It is, like, you don't see much of the material structure because it's just absorbing the light around it.
I fire an arrow at the hand.
You fire an arrow at the hand and it passes through.
Damn.
Okay. And it materializes into existence and just flops on the ground.
Pick it up, of course.
He takes, as the hologram ends, it seems to kind of reach towards you, and you feel almost like static brush across the side of your feathery face before it just dissolves from the fingertips back. The contraption, the light goes away from the contraption, the bands retract, and it starts spinning again.
Well, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna keep the contraption too, 'cause you never know.
It feels almost like a kind of velvety material.
Do it again. Do it again.
I'm gonna retrieve my arrows.
I'm gonna try on the cloak.
Okay. It seems kind of long, like it's made for an actual person, as you put it on. So, as you put it on, it's kind of like dragging behind you. But
You'll have to get it hemmed.
Can I take my staff over to him and see if he can figure out what this thing does?
Sure.
Oh boy, another stick.
As you
Yeah.
you walk out and show the staff to Walter.
Look
It's
what I found.
it's a kind of, it almost looks like ivory, but it's very obviously made of like some kind of wood, and then at the top it kind of splits and crisscrosses into two wings that are kind of angled back.
Can I identify the wood?
You actually, it looks sure, nature.
Ew. That's gonna be a 26.
Is it mahogany?
No, it's kind of it's kind
If it's
of
birds, you might as well throw that
bird?
shit away.
it's
bitch
kind of
gonna
like
snap.
it's kind of like a birch type wood.
Don't hit anything with it.
Yeah, don't hit anything with it. That thing will snap in half.
As you've been carrying it, actually feels kind of heavy.
So it's got like symbols and stuff in it, or
Up toward the top of it, where it splits off into the smaller portions and starts to twist and crisscross, you do see kind of runic carving into it.
well, let's check them out.
Sure, go ahead and make an Arcana check.
No.
Was that a 1?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
sure.
ready an arrow.
Yeah.
Is
you want
this
me
a
to take a
mimic
look
too?
Yeah.
You notice I'll say you do notice a magical aura coming from it, but that's about it.
He's gonna have me take a
And I
look.
hand it over to her and be like, do you recognize this?
You recognize it. It's a staff that Merrick has had many staffs that he walks with or carries whenever he's leaving. But and this is just one of them. You don't know what it does.
Can I do an Arcana check?
Sure.
That is a 16. Sorry.
Plus your intelligence modifier.
Yes.
Well, depending if you
Well, I have an
this
Arcana.
is
I have 5 for my Arcana.
Oh yeah, trickster.
And
Well,
so
depends if she's proficient at
so
it.
16. So 21.
Nice.
Okay. As you inspect the runic carvings in the smaller portions of the wood, you see things that say like protection, light, sun, different kind of things that just mean anything of the similar type of protection, bright, flash, that kind of thing. I'll go ahead and with that kind of Arcana check, you get this.
So let's see. I'm gonna let him know
Okay.
because.
So she
it's-
explains what it is.
Okay.
Am I also able to do the
If you
check
want to share
on
with the
them?
class what it is, it's up to you.
Okay. It gains +1 to attack and damage, and its spell attack rolls. If a creature you can see within 30 feet of you, you can use your reaction to hold the staff aloft to cause it to flare with light. The attacker has disadvantage on the strike and must succeed a DC 15
Mhm.
Constitution saving throw, or be blinded until the start of its next turn. The user may use this feature twice per long rest.
Solar flare.
Mhm.
What'd you ask?
Can
That's
I
what I
also
heard, at
see if I can figure out what the cloak? Like,
You can make an Arcana check on that one.
oh God.
I need a beer.
There's a whole cake downstairs.
I'm going.
14.
There's
Whereas I
actually
just
two.
starts grumpily walking down the
I just
stairs.
have to bring the other one up.
What?
14.
14? You can very faintly see the magical aura come off the material, but you don't see any runic writing or anything like that. You have no idea what this does.
Can I go downstairs? I'm following him and I'm grabbing my food and wine.
Alright, Morzog and Wayfarer seem to head back downstairs. Is anybody else wanting to take a rest or
I'm gonna go to
Okay,
the
we just
library
kinda-
for right now.
I'm sorry?
I'm going back down to the library and looking for more books on monsters.
I'm gonna go back downstairs.
I was gonna say, if we probably base camp on ground floor.
Okay.
I'm gonna go mess with more potions.
Sure. So everybody kind of makes their way out of this room. Unless you want to stay behind. It's up to you.
I want to look through what's probably my old desk.
Okay. As everybody else makes their way downstairs, Walter, you stop by the alchemical lab and start
I
seeing...
stopped there too. For a reason.
Sure. So you two stop at the alchemical lab, you two go down for your food, and you're back in the library. You... floor by floor.
Top to bottom, go.
You're looking through for more things on creatures.
Yes.
You don't find any more on creatures. You find more things on alchemy, arcane formulas, and more so just like plants and herbology.
A take the ones about arcane and actually take some of those to read.
Okay. You two stop by the alchemical lab. You're flipping through the alchemy set, trying to
Just discern what these may have supposed to have been.
Okay.
I cast Detect Poison and Disease to find out if any of these are poisonous or cause diseases.
Okay. And then you two head back down, and I like how your mini got thrown off the table.
Yeah.
I
knock myself out.
And you two head back down and grab the cask and the bag full of food. And
you
bring
said
it
there was
back.
2 down there, right?
Yeah, there is
Because
2.
I pulled one up. I'm going to go back and pull the second one up.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of the giant hand causing a ring
Because
out, it
money.
was the giant book.
Right. So you take the rest of the day. You can roll a nature check to find out if they cause any diseases. And I'll have you roll intelligence for the...
Yeah, good job with advantage. You're great.
Intelligence.
It happens sometimes.
That's how my day started. Was I
Level 3. Level 3.
8.
8. It's hard to discern.
Actually,
A lot of these are just kind of halfway through whatever they're supposed to be.
Unless you have a special ability.
it's a spell, so it doesn't matter. It's a spell, so I don't have to do a nature check.
What's
For the duration, you can sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases.
Oh, you're
within
doing
30 feet
detect
of you.
poison.
Yeah.
Oh,
Detect poison
I thought
and
you were
disease.
meaning like you were.
No.
Okay, my apologies. Yeah, none of these like cause disease,
Thank
but
God, because that was shit.
that one is poisonous. That is, that you already know is poisonous.
I meant the potions.
Oh,
Because you'd already checked out that before
Yep.
to begin with.
I've already got those. They're in my bag.
Yeah.
okay. My apology. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Trying to do 3 stories at
Yeah.
once.
Splitting the party, finding out how much that's a pain in the ass. I feel your pain.
You give
I
us the
understand.
options, we're going to take them, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't sense any poisons or diseases that would come from these. And and he explains to you that as he's picking through the vials and beakers, that these are kind of halfway done of something, but hard to discern because they're all halfway done. You could probably guess like projects that were started and then
He died.
moved on or abandoned or just didn't quite get there. You two pull your food findings up into the foyer. Are you guys wanting to go higher?
I mean,
I'm making base camp in the foyer.
Okay.
I was looking through my childhood desk.
You don't have to. There's no drawers or anything on your desk. It's just a simple writing desk. You find a lot of papers from when you were first learning to write. A couple of pictures that you colored of, like things you could see out your window, or of Merrick sitting in a chair. All kind of very childish stick figure. You find the what are basically crayons of like just colored wax sticks that were filed or were made sharp point with a knife. There's your old wardrobe off to the side with your changing blind that just has cloaks from when you were littler, small tunics and pants. Nothing really.
I'm gonna take the crayons.
Sure.
You never know.
Sure.
Alright.
And then I'll move.
And
And then I'll head back
Go on.
to Petty.
Go on.
as the day goes on, the sun slowly starts to set. Base camp is kind of made in the bottom floor. You notice that the inside of this, like even though it's getting darker outside and you know you should be feeling the cool air, like the inside of this is actually pretty comfortable.
Okay. So we don't need to spoon together to stay warm.
Not the
Because if so, I want to be the middle.
But I want to be the small spoon.
You guys have.
Sandwich.
You guys find the blankets from the upper floor and a couple of spares. You also have your own bedrolls if you all want to lay down for the night. The door does still close. There is still a door on it.
Before we rest, I would like to go and speak with the local drug dealer and see if he's an arms dealer as well.
What do you want?
Oh, wow.
First taste is free.
So what you looking for?
So, I see your crossbow. You don't have to load that with any bolts. How are you doing that? It's pretty interesting.
I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, all right, cool, no more bolts. It's pretty much how it works.
Ah, so you can just anytime do that?
No, I got a limit.
Ah,
So many things at a time, so many times after a rest, all that good stuff.
what's your limit?
Right now, 2 things at a time.
Ah, I see.
Like I can have 2 things enchanted all together.
All right.
No,
I think.
as you sit,
I may need to see you about that later.
as you have been sitting
When you're able
and
to do
resting,
more.
you feel something kind of almost like push you in the back. Before it just kind of like in your chest, you feel something kind of grab hold. Nothing dangerous. You don't feel any pain. You just feel something kind of almost lock.
If you tried to do that to my dog, he
And
try to
a
peck at your hand.
and you guys can all see this as she's just kind of like sitting there, like you guys are all resting. You see her kind of go, and her chest jerks forward before the cloak shrinks to become pretty much equivalent with her size. You can pass that to note, please. And you now know what the cloak of shadow does.
What's attunement?
Hmm?
What's attunement?
That
So-
means
Would you have to take time to get used to it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's shrinking.
Yeah.
So it's
Attunement. Attunement,
Cool.
you can have 3 things attuned to you at a time. And you would know this, Alchemist, because that's what you do, is attunement.
Still have nothing attuned to me.
Go with it.
But after a
No,
short
you
rest
can't
of
eat
sitting
the
down and just
dice.
kind of like either wearing an item or concentrating on something, you can become attuned to it.
Ooh, gives me dark vision. So I can
If
keep
you
up.
if you pull the hood up on the
actually
cloak,
have that
you
one.
can have dark vision.
thankfully.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Who doesn't have dark vision at the table?
Well,
This gives me it if I.
Genasi don't have dark vision?
I know, right?
What the
wow.
Okay.
Because I'm amphibious, so I have dark vision.
You should get water vision.
That's true, I do.
I figured you would get dark vision
It's
because
50.
of water. That,
I don't know. Can we be pouring water in front of her to see if she can see?
Fish's eyes reflective.
yeah, it doesn't make any
Dark
sense.
vision.
Makes no sense.
Don't they typically use almost like a heat thermal?
That would still be considered
Yeah, I know.
kind of dark vision, yeah.
That's what I'm
Doesn't
saying.
make
It should
doesn't
be
make any sense.
some kind of thermal vision. That doesn't make sense. Oh, well.
No clue.
Yeah, the my character's a freaking part wolf and
Yeah.
can see in the dark, which
So,
does make sense. 'Cause they're
The
nighttime
front door is
creatures.
kind of, it's still intact. One of the hinges is kind of loose, but you guys are able to close that if you wanted to for the night.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
could also just put a rock over it.
Yeah, and you also have plenty of furniture or stone. Mold earth.
Mold earth. Yes, definitely mold earth.
We should go put a stable around the horses, or the horse with the cart.
Just hobble
Isn't
it.
our dude just waiting for us out on the road?
Well, that we
No,
got.
we left him at the hotel.
No, you guys left him back in the hotel.
Oh, okay. Did we
Yeah,
walk?
So let's
Yeah.
tie
Yes.
up.
Okay.
You guys got some
It's
horses?
been a bit.
Well,
Take it.
no, the horse. She's talking about the horse for the cart.
Through
'Cause we
navigating
walked
this
together.
tower and looking through everything and looting and carrying and fighting with a desk and a chest, you guys have been here for like upwards of like, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours ish.
God, your
Just
horses
through-
are gone.
Just through investigating everything.
Nah, the horse is patient. He'll be right there.
No, somebody took off with the car.
So
That's unfortunate. Then I'm dragging barrels by myself.
it does eventually crest into evening and tonight.
It's like you're gonna have more than half that
I'm
barrel
gonna
left in the
go out
morning.
and
Come on.
I
Stable
there's
the
2
horses,
barrels and we're not
Mulder.
drinking any of it
Sure.
because that's
Or
gold.
the horse. And the
Oh,
cart.
okay.
I
Sure.
hobble the horse.
There you
Oh.
go.
Make sure it
Hobble the
doesn't.
horse.
I'm making
Yes.
I'm making a stable around it at Mulder, and you just raise a wall around it and keep. It's.
So we can. I was just gonna hobble it so it can still eat.
I mean, it doesn't have
And
to be like.
unhook it from the cart, so it's not having to stand all night. If it
Yeah,
doesn't
we're
want to.
gonna make a pin for it kind of thing. We're gonna unhook it from the cart. We're
So you
gonna
guys
make a
you
pin.
guys make a small pin for the horse.
Mulder's a hell of a spell. So
It doesn't have a
and
roof,
kinda-
but you know.
take cover in the foyer of the
Canopy.
tower for the night. I assume you mold earth to close off the door.
I'm
You
not
guys-
worried
Not
about being in
completely
here.
closed off because you need air, but you know.
I go upstairs and sleep in the big bed.
You gotta put it back together.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
It was only flipped up, but it wasn't broken or anything. So.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
I'm gonna just press that button right there. And then
Do I still fit in the little bed?
Like,
You kinda
nobody
hang
sees
off
it,
of
but
it.
I kind of do the whole dog thing where I like make the bed and curl
Spins
up,
around a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's
then lay down, like
Are you
bunching
guys-
up all the blankets.
Are you guys doing watches at all, or are you just
if the door's
Comfort-
knocked off. then
comfortably
I gotta
sleeping?
watch.
I'm gonna get drunk on one of my bottles of wine and play my flute. That's my heart.
So Wayfair just
With-
kind of sits in a corner, sipping straight from the
With the
bottle.
giant
Not
watch of
sipping.
stone, I'm not
Chugging.
going to be too
Sure.
worried about the
Chug.
watch, and I'm all the way upstairs, so
Alternating between bottle, harp, bottle, harp.
Crying, song, bottle, heart.
Play your pipe.
You know the usual.
Play
Yeah.
your pipe.
Oh, damn. Actually, before that, can I actually go back up and try to find tobacco?
Sure.
I mean, I can still do it drunk and you give me disadvantage.
I'll say, yeah, go ahead and make investigation at disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. Investigation.
Roll it twice and take the lowest.
Oh, yeah. Thank God. Oh,
there's always your local
that was
You rolled
5
5.
both times.
druid
okay.
dispensary.
And then, so it'd be 7.
7. You go through and you kind of like, you tip the chair over and you're kind of stumbling between the bookcases and kind of like, none of the titles are making any sense because you're seeing like 4 of the same thing and it's just kind of blending. You don't find any tobacco.
That's fine. I'll fall asleep in that chair.
As soon as he falls asleep, I take the pipe.
Rude. Make sleight of hand. Make perception at disadvantage.
Ooh.
You said perception?
Mhm.
What's the start with? P?
It's going to be a wisdom modifier, plus or minus if you're proficient or not.
It's 4.
15.
So you are snoozing away. You're sleeping your drunk off, and as Wayfarer is sleeping, you just kind of go and take the pipe.
Take the remnants of the tobacco in the pipe to Druid craft some more tobacco.
Sure. You find a couple of little strands in there, and you rub it through your fingers, drop it, and then more actual fresh tobacco appears in your hand.
I want it to be dried tobacco.
As in
Okay.
old, fresh, as in not 5 years old in
Yeah.
the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as how it's a plant, there's actually a definition of fresh in here that's actually.
That's
Detriment.
fair. That's fair.
And then I'll just make a little bit enough to where it would fit in a little tiny box.
Sure.
Good, like 10 uses.
Okay.
And then I'll set both on the table that's next to the chair that he's sleeping in.
Okay. You find a
Then go back downstairs quickly.
you find a little container that was kind of laying on the ground and just kind of put the tobacco inside and set the pipe and the tobacco on the table.
Was it red and about square shaped?
It was it was actually like a tiny kind of ornamental box, not necessarily like a straight up tobacco box, but it looks like it was some kind of ornamental, but it works. So nobody's taking watch, correct? Y'all just sealed up the door and
we sealed
calling
up the
it.
door.
All right, everybody gets a nice, good 8-hour sleep. Your health points are restored. Your spell slots are restored.
I get
I made a
4
potion.
You made a
Bardic
potion?
inspiration after each
Oh
round.
boy.
Yes, you're back up to your
What'd you make?
I don't know.
We don't know until we drink it.
Oh boy.
This is
Yeah.
why that's why he gives it to me.
Here, drink this. Roll 1d6. Find out what it does.
Yep.
Christ.
That's why I'm usually the guinea pig.
They're all good. So I
One
mean,
of these times you might become a guinea pig.
Right? That's what I'm waiting for.
if I roll a 6, yeah, sure.
Oh, wild shape.
True polymorph.
I'll
Did you ever?
Oh, is it true polymorph?
Did you ever look
No.
at that globe again?
No, it's in the bag.
So you wake up in the morning. You can see the sunlight pouring through, basically the upper floor, kind of past the staircase. It's a new day. The door is currently kind of blocked off.
We're gonna unblock the door,
Unblock the door.
and then I'm gonna go out and
The horse that you guys had pinned up, still there.
yay. no
Unless they
eats.
can mold Earth, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of Wait,
Horse
Okay.
You
cast,
lift the horse over a 5-foot wall.
horse cast
Well,
molder.
Together, it's kind of
best.
well,
Well, it's 5 foot high, right?
yeah, but you can
Unless you
keep
stacked it.
stacking because it's just an
Could
instantaneous
have been an
cantrip.
orcish
So I
druid.
can,
That would have been fun.
it could be 20 feet
Oh,
up at the
God.
time.
As I'm making my elixir,
usually don't,
You know,
but-
after all the excitement, I'm like, oh hey, globe, shiny thing,
There you go.
bird, what?
I mean, we both probably. Do you want to give me an advantage?
You can Arcana check it.
I'm gonna make room in the cart to put my beer in.
Sure.
I rolled an 18
Plus
We just take out
Arcana.
all the shit that we don't.
plus 5,
That's kind of what I did.
so 13.
I mean,
23.
23.
23.
that's kind of what I'm
Sorry,
doing.
6
Math.
foot fucking painting.
Math.
Yeah. Well, she may want
So
it.
she knows what it does, but I'm holding it.
It's fine.
I'll
it's
tell
fine.
you.
I'll
Share.
sure.
Symptomalities.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this.
It's kind of a book, so I apologize.
When I wake up, I find my pipe. Well, first I freak out because I can't find my pipe.
And then you look
And then I
over and
look
you
on
see
my
a
table.
small kind of ornamental box that's got like a jumping kind of wild cat kind of carved into it. It's very pretty. And you open the box up and you see a nice little layer of nicely fresh dried tobacco.
Ah,
And uses.
can use it.
So you can put down that you have a tobacco box and 10 uses of tobacco. You're welcome.
Each one's good for 3 puffs. Yeah, the usual rules.
Pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Don't forget to pass.
That's
I'll
where you get
say,
it.
that's some greedy stuff. No passing gets you yeeted.
Here, you want to get in that tree a little faster?
Let me help you.
Ask Morzog.
I'll get you there.
So, you guys are clearing out the cart.
I'm taking everything not of value out of the cart to put my beer in the cart.
I kind of wish he would have played Halfling
Well,
Bard.
there's a couple of tables that were once in the foyer. The painting, a couple of like vases that look like just decoration.
Mm-hmm.
I want the painting, but I have zero way of taking the painting. I
Well,
mean,
we
I
can
can
leave
roll
the
the
painting in the cart.
yeah, but it get damaged if I roll it up. If it's an oil painting, if you
Why
crack
don't you
the
go
paint.
get one of your, or a couple of your old cloaks and cover the cloaks? Cover the paint?
It's like
Yeah, she means
6
just
feet tall.
transporting it long
Just
term.
yeah, long term. It's not.
It's all the painting itself is almost as big as her.
Almost
Oh,
as
you
big
said
as
it
it
was
was 6
you
feet.
Yeah, so it's a bit. It's almost as big as.
Can I perceive how much this
It's
is
almost as
worth? Is it worth the
It's
trouble?
slightly smaller than me.
Yeah.
Can we sell it?
I mean,
You can sell it.
I mean, you gotta get it appraised.
you
but-
can
We got a
sell
bar.
anything.
Yeah.
You got to find the correct person to get the proper money out of it. But
I'm probably the only one who would buy it for any money.
I mean, yeah. Unless,
I mean,
So, depending on what you want, you can clear out the cart and put the 2 casks in there and the bag of food and...
We should probably also get the rest of the wine. If possible.
I don't know, how much wine did you leave?
There was a secondary bag in there.
Yeah, he only took 1 bag,
I
so
have 1
you might
bag
as
and
well
3
just-
bottles. Well, done like 2 bottles now, but
This is going to be a make sure you get what you want out of this place kind of thing. So
okay.
I didn't really find
Yeah,
much.
then let's
other
take
than
it
the
with you
books.
or it leaves.
Can I see if I can find like a real old bottle of any kind of alcohol, like the oldest bottles of alcohol that are in that basement?
None of these bottles have any
Dates.
labels on them.
The dustiest one.
The dustiest one?
Ones.
Sure. You find 2 of them that are pretty, pretty dusty. Look like they've been there a little bit. What you really notice is that the wax top over the cork, it looks like the hardest. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been there the longest. Because none of these bottles have any kind of like printing or stamp or nothing like that.
That we can see.
So you have 2 bottles of really old wine.
Good. That's all I want.
So you guys get the horse carted back up, I take it,
Mm.
and lead it out of head back toward Western through the Bramblewood.
Before we go, I want to block the doorway with
Okay.
Mulder. Like, completely block it.
So as everybody else is kind of getting the horse ready, you close the door, and with almost a final kind of silent goodbye, you press your hand to the stone step that led up to the door, and it extends itself to the height of the door and closes it off.
Where are you guys headed?
Do we need to take... Are the bodies still there?
Yeah.
We just I didn't do anything
Take
with
the
the body.
head.
They look like maybe they had been picked through by something, but not completely gone.
We should take the heads.
Proof.
Put them on spikes.
We have to take them back to the guard, let them know what we found.
Oh yes. I wasn't aware of this. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'm telling you, we actually were sent out by the guards to check out, see what's going out here. So we will
Fucking
bring these
side
back
quests.
to let them know that we actually did something. Not just camped out in the woods overnight and told ghost stories.
I proceed to make an example out of the rest of their corpses. That's what's left.
Okay. But you are taking the heads, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. So you take the heads of 3 orcs and 2 goblins. And then the rest of the... like I said, the rest of the body looks like maybe some scavengers got to it. But what do you mean, make an example?
Well, typically how you would make an example out of, something like that. You just put
Do
it
you wanna
on
just
display.
hang it from a tree?
Yeah, pretty much just string it up and hang it to where it's on display of, like, warning to stay away from this area.
It makes me think of the raider corpses in Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, go... I'll say... You should have 50 foot of rope, right?
I'm sure I
Explorer's
brought...
pack.
Yeah,
Every pack has
You
50 feet of rope.
you would have to, I'll say 25 feet of rope is used to hang these corpses up from branches of trees by the arm
Okay, that's fine.
to keep them there.
Rope's cheap, I'll buy more.
Alright, with your example set, your cart loaded up, you guys start to make your way through the Bramblewood back toward Western.
Are they coming with us?
That's up to
Did
them.
they just hop into the... Do you want to come with us? I don't know you, but do you want to come with us?
Where are you going?
To town.
Probably means beyond that there, bud.
Yeah.
Try again.
Well, for right now, we're going to Westerwood?
Western.
Western.
We got to pick up our escort quest.
And then we're heading to the coast.
To be completely fair, I do apologize. I fucking hate escort quests.
Everybody hates escort quests. But it's
Especially if they...
Protect the dumbass.
How much did you have to pay for?
No.
Well, for right now, we're going to Western. After that, we're heading up to the coast.
Iman.
Come on. This is why we take notes.
I can't read my notes.
This is why we take legible notes.
Notes are only any good if you have to read them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I spelled it with an E. Can you read my notes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can read
I read him on.
Iman is with an E. You're okay.
Actually, I wrote it with an A because Amon is for me is
It's
A-M-A-N.
It's E-M-O-N.
Oh, fair enough. Pronunciation, I know what I mean.
Well, if you
Myself,
don't mind for a tag along. Sounds fun.
The more the merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
I mean, we're heading out
traveling
coastal
alone
ways,
hasn't
so-
been the best of ways to go. Hard going, so I'm for traveling with the group for a while. They
Safety
seem like
numbers.
decent enough people.
See where you go.
Okay. Morzog, you kind of help the horse along as you have to kind of use your scimitar to cut through a lot of the shrubs of the bramblewood and
Cut a path.
just make a. Who else wants to kind of help out Morzog with his?
I'm
I'm just gonna great sword it, just big old sweep.
speak with animals,
Sure.
and I will coax the horse.
Okay.
Well, I still gotta cut a path, is the.
I know, but I
So-
can keep it under control
I'll
while
say
you're hacking
with-
away, so it doesn't freak out.
I'll say with Arctis's help, you can make survival with advantage.
Oh boy.
And this is just to kind of determine how long it's going to take you to get out of here.
18.
Easy enough. You guys started early morning. You make it there by really early afternoon.
Okay.
Attaboy,
Cutting
Mr. Ed.
through the shrubs of the bramblewood, kind of trying to take the last trail that you had taken. So you see some of the brushes already cut through, but you have to kind of divert to make sure the horse and cart can fit. And it's kind of difficult, but you end up making it back to Western. The hustle and bustle that you had seen before is pretty much still there. As people in the street kind of make way for... Now, did you put these heads into anything? Like a bag or...
They
We're just
be
walking
in the
through
car.
Western with homes.
I'm not,
Just-
I'm gonna be in the cart because I'm not gonna carry that.
Okay.
I will be carrying the big old orc head because I am very proud of the
So-
work we did.
People are kind of making a path for you as
As they tend
you...
to do.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, as they tend to do
Blue
for
skin with
you, Morzog, but now you're
tribal
leading a
tattoos.
horse and cart, and they see another one of your companions just
I do have my
dragging
hat
along.
pulled down low, as per normal.
right, dragging along this. Well, not dragging, but holding this dead orc head, whose the mouth is just kind of like open and cocked to the side, and you see the two tusks sticking out of the. Yeah, just.
Tongue flopped out.
The green skin is kind of grayed a little bit as there is no blood circulation anymore. Do you remember where you were supposed to meet the?
We wanted us back there, didn't they? At the Giggling Goose.
Yeah, the tavern.
Well, if you guys head back to the Giggling Goose, you
Because that's where we left our fetch quest at, his little escort quest there.
you get ready to walk in. They're actually approaching the Giggling Goose kind of at the same time.
Oh, see, there you go.
Very nice.
And they specified not to go to their captain.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had told you specifically, please do not go to our captain and tell him.
Now here's where we decide, do we want to leverage that information to get more out of them, or do we just want to go ahead and go along with it? Because
I go ahead and move up to where Wayfarer is, and move next to him to help deliberate with discussions of payment.
Okay. Well,
Or in anticipation.
Right. So as the two groups kind of meet with each other in front of the tavern, you see him kind of like, oh, hang on one second. Oh, so you made it back alive. There we go. So, what info have we got?
You see the heads. We need payment first.
I make sure to go ahead and pull back my jacket a little bit, and I show the brand. See if that means anything around these parts.
The guard sees your brand and kind of goes, ugh, and doesn't really seem to recognize it. Just kind of like winces and like, ouch, that must have hurt. But,
I see that?
yeah, you do.
Do
You guys are all kind of really in close vicinity. Make an intelligence check.
Would we all need to since we saw it? Or
Oh, fucking tease.
If you'd like to, sure.
It's gonna be a solid 5.
Nope. You do not recognize the brand. Just general intelligence.
So not too well known around these areas, is it? Okay, good.
a
To be
9.
fair, I'm not from.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not gonna do it.
I would not have
Nope.
likely
Nope.
14.
What'd you get, Morzog?
12.
12? You two rolled over 10.
I mean, I've traveled a fair bit.
You guys haven't been to Isilra, but you guys have heard of a place called the Slayer's Take, a guild over in Vasselheim that hunts monsters, and this is a symbol that brands your new companion here as one of its members.
If I go ahead and put that away, seeing that the guard obviously didn't recognize it, this isn't going to give me any leverage.
Well, as payment for, basically doing our job for us, they throw you a small pouch of like 50 gold, you'd probably wager, if you're going to inspect it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna inspect it.
As you open the
feels a
sack
little light, guys.
and just look through it, it is 50 gold.
It still feels a little light, guys.
Doesn't feel like adequate enough payment for
We
our
split
troubles.
50 between 1, 2, 3,
6.
6 people. That ain't enough for people to live off of.
I feel like we're getting lowballed here, friend.
Yeah.
Look, man, that's, we never really talked about how much was going to be given.
Well,
we
maybe
still
we
have a
could
chat
talk.
with the captain.
Yeah, we can have a chat with your captain about that and see what he would offer us.
Extortion.
Get it right.
Not above it.
Not above blackmail.
Whoa.
Not above locking him in a tower with a dead mimic either.
No need to get hasty. No need to get hasty. We can talk about this.
Talking don't get results.
And he looks over at his friend and kind of nudges him, and he's like, but I... Throws you another sack of another 50 gold.
Oh, that's more like it.
So it's still, that's 100 divided by 6.
It's like,
Level 3. We'll take it.
Well, I'm not mathing right now.
It's an amount.
I'm okay
Now
with
look.
change.
We thank you very much
16.
for your assistance in something that we did not feel qualified for.
Damn straight, the
Yeah,
mimic
where
would
we
have fucked
16.
you up.
It's 16.
Hold on.
And
They
We'll do
wouldn't
it
have made
later.
it past that work.
Yeah, that's true.
that's all we got. You give us the information.
And
Everybody can go their separate ways.
do they want to take the heads too?
I like
They
how they're
don't
from
need to.
Brooklyn all
They
of a
can have
sudden.
this proof to their captain that they
Well,
did their job.
he
Next time I have to break your legs.
do you ask him about that?
Try.
Yeah.
We don't need no heads.
You have a garbage disposal.
Well, they're yours anyway. Here you go.
He's kind of like
Yeah,
he just drops him on the floor and is just like,
That's littering,
He's
man.
got, like-
Do we
he's
need
got,
to tell
like,
your captain about that one
all
too?
the blood on his hands now, and he's just like really grossed out. Look, man, we thank you. Like, what did you guys find?
books.
Just some orcs and some goblins.
Some orcs, some goblins, and a mimic.
Orcs, goblins, a mimic. He looks confused.
It was a
Books.
chest that had
We're just-
giant tongue and teeth.
Yeah,
Tried
I
to
don't
eat this
need to
guy
know.
over here.
Right.
You want to know anything else that's extra, Chief?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, honestly, it's
Information.
not the strangest thing I've fucking seen.
Information is gold there, bud.
Literally.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, look, that'll do perfectly. Thank you guys so much.
Yes,
You're a
yes.
delightful group. As he looks down at the heads that's now laying at his feet.
Yeah, you should probably clean those up. And I walk away.
Yeah. We're Goose. I need to talk to the proprietor.
Giggling Goose.
Yes.
Okay. So you go in and
Wait,
the-
is our friend still here? Someone needs to go find our friend.
Yeah, I'll walk in with
As they go
I had a
around,
big dude.
I collect all of the gold,
Oh.
all of the money that's been accumulated so far, and math it up and divvy it out to everyone. Everyone gets 19 gold pieces
Oh, 19. Nice.
and 2 silver.
Good boy.
I'll take anybody's change that they don't want.
The change. I keep.
Oh, no. God damn it. That's not what I wanted there. Kind of like
Okay.
him.
No, Electrum's bad.
I know, but it sits right in between my gold and silver, and I put
I
that
don't.
number there
I
instead.
don't
and
use
I was
Electrum.
like,
I don't use Electrum. That's
it is.
garbage.
It
Yeah.
is.
Um,
Everyone knows, but
It's trash.
my app has it right in between my gold and silver, so when
Yeah.
I put it in for silver,
Because
just hit the
technically
button,
it
and I
is.
was like,
Technically
fuck, I
it's
know.
both gold and silver.
But-
But no, that's garbage.
Yes, I know.
what seems to be located in the city, like, other than a giggling goose?
There's the Giggling Goose that most of the party seems to be headed toward, and you would have to kind of go off on your own to find out.
Okay. So, we didn't come through here before on our way.
No, you guys had been like on your approach to it before
Okay.
you had heard
So we were coming
the
the opposite
noises
direction.
coming from the Bramblewood.
Okay, gotcha. I guess I go ahead and go into the giggling goose
Okay.
with the party for now.
As you all go into the Giggling Goose, you said you wanted to speak with the proprietor.
Yeah.
The person behind the bar now is a very stout dwarven man.
Mm-hmm.
A large kind of light brown beard that is braided down, like got a braid down the middle, and then the rest is just hang loose. He's got kind of an undercut that leads to a ponytail. As you walk up to the bar, oh, what can I get you?
Not what you can get me, is what I can get you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. How are you on your beer stock?
Oh, I got shipment in tomorrow, so I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. I got some stuff I'd like to offload I don't feel like carrying around with me. I mean, I can, but
Oh
it'd be more of a convenience to keep it here.
Well,
I mean, do you want me to go drag it in?
Miranda, what's the bar?
Oh, shit.
He yells to someone in the back, and well, let's see what you got. And he takes off his apron and kind of leaves it on a stool behind the bar.
All right, we'll take it. I'll take him out to the cart.
Sure. Walks with you out to the car.
Or you can come along if you want to.
I was gonna wait until he said the price, then I was gonna
Yeah.
So
Kind of see how he does me here.
yep.
I'll let him try out of the one that I drink out of because I don't know how much is in all of them. But
They seemed pretty full whenever you picked them up. Probably like 3/4.
okay, that's fair. Are they
So-
both? I don't even know if they're both the same. We'll do a cup out of each and let him try it to see if it's the same or not. I'll let him drink it. I don't give a shit.
All right. So you
He's a
go.
dwarf. He's hardy.
You guys walk up to the
He's
cart.
got
and-
good constitution to beer.
Oh, got some ale for me, do you? Let's see what you got. And he takes out like a small kind of like skin out from the side of his pouch and fills up a little bit. Takes a drink. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's good. Very nice. Very smooth. And he takes like another drink and just kind of. You can tell he's like really trying to get a taste for it. And
Is he bullshitting or is he actually?
Well, I'll take
are you in on this?
perception. My perception is actually not bad. Holy shit.
No, not really. Actually, wouldn't care.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah. I was like, can I tell if he's bullshitting?
You can make an insight check.
14.
He seems,
Yeah.
seems like he knows what he's doing. Like he's actually trying to, determine what's going on. He gets a little bit out of the other one, and it's a little darker. And takes a little swig of that, and is just, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah. So you looking to offload this, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he Canadian Irish?
Just let him be. It's a unique accent.
He was the Hearthstone guy there for a little bit.
I know.
So how much you thinking?
That's his department.
Well,
I'll do you 15 gold a cask.
Hell no.
that's it.
Hell no.
That's it.
What do you think this goes for, mate?
More than 15 a cask. I can tell you that. You tasted it yourself. You knew it was some of the best you've ever tasted.
I mean, it's pretty good, but
Yeah, pretty good ain't worth 15.
pretty
That's
good.
worth more than that.
Pretty good is what I sell.
Well, this is the
15 a
best.
cask.
And
I mean,
you
I'm sure we
make
can
more
find
money.
other bars around here.
So
I
if
need
one
to
of
try
us
to
came in
offload.
there and wanted to buy your whole cask,
You tell me it'd be 15 apiece because I'll take you up on that deal.
Yep.
Bullshitting me.
You can make a persuasion check.
I'll make a persuasion check. Alright, let's make it 40 a cask.
Whew. Now
And I'll throw in a bottle of really old, delicious wine.
Let me see.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna.
He's now giving you a pretty serious look. Like you said, old wine.
I'm gonna show him the bottle with the oldest, driest wax on it.
Okay.
You just have to make a persuasion roll.
Depending on the age of this wine, you may be able to get advantage.
He takes the bottle from you and is like, no marking, no vintage. How do I know?
Look at me. Would I lie?
Persuasion.
Deception.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, you can make a persuasion roll on that one.
Persuasion or
While
deception?
playing sorcerer.
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
Because most definitely would lie.
Nat 20.
Suck it.
Oh,
He gives you a stern look and looks over the bottle. I'll give you 40 for the lot.
That's only 10 more. And I'm giving you this nice
For the
bottle
two-
of wine.
For the 2 casks and the old wine.
Make it 50.
Persuasion.
And I'll even
Persuasion.
give you an older bottle of wine. Because I'm going to pull out one of the newer ones that I got, and I'm going to use minor illusion to make it look old.
Okay, first thing, sleight of hand, because you're casting a spell.
We're pushing it here on that at 20, aren't we?
That's fine.
Well, running again.
20.
Modified.
Modified?
Modified 20.
Now
yeah.
make a persuasion roll.
15.
And you say 50
50.
for the 2 bottles and 2 casks.
No, just for the older bottle of wine.
Just for that, you lost your mind.
No, this is even older than the first one I gave you. This is worth more than all 3 of those combined. This one bottle you could sell an ounce for at least 10 gold a glass per ounce with this bottle of wine.
I'll say call it 80 and I'll unload it for you.
75 for all of it, and that's final.
I can live with that.
You're unloading it.
Fine.
Bet. And I pull my tail out, pop it in his hand, businessman shake.
He shakes your tail, hands you back the bottles, and walks inside. And after like a minute and a half, he comes back out with a sack of gold. This better be worth it.
Oh, it's more than worth it.
Takes the 2 bottles and takes them inside and comes back out. And after the next, like 10-15 minutes is unloading your casks from your cart.
So that's another
12 gold and 5 silver per person.
Damn.
Y'all in fucking business for
Gotta make money
buying
somehow.
and trading, fucking traveling merchants.
Hey man, gotta make money
War-
somehow.
How many silver?
Huh?
5.
So totally, we should have 31 and 7.
I have more than that.
Yeah, well, we all do.
It's how much you've gotten.
Today.
Oh, gotten today. Yeah.
Gotten today.
Fucking warrior merchants.
Hey man, you gotta make money where you can make money.
Looting bodies.
7 total.
I need to watch fucking Rise of a Shield Hero again. Takes me back.
Did we find our friend? Did someone go find him?
He hasn't left. he's-
Boy, I'm proud of him.
Durin, you
Poor
find Durin
Durin.
sitting with a plate of food and a cup of ale, just right where you left him.
Slightly disappointed. Kind of wanted to shoot him.
While I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna give him my shifter book.
Oh, the one that you have on lycanthropes?
Yes.
Awesome. I will. Thank you.
We do kind of need to get back out on the road, though. We wasted a lot of time with us.
At this point, with like getting there and everybody settling down, you guys haggling your way into a new deal and offloading it, you're probably about noonish.
I mean, we might as well hit the road.
It's so late in the day to be
Yeah, but we're kind of on a time schedule.
time schedule. What do you mean time schedule?
Well, but I'm sure he's expecting our friend back any time now.
Don't worry
Friend.
about it. Everywhere's a campsite with mold earth, but
Yeah, everywhere's a campsite with mold earth. We're creating
I'm
rest
not-
stops.
I'm not concerned with that. I'm not aware of what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's fair. We're taking this man here and his robots.
Go back.
Robots.
Robots. Mechanical men.
Long rest.
I've never seen mechanical
Back
men.
to where he acquired them from so we can have a talk with the proprietor of these mechanical men. I will take our 2 newest party members and show them the mechanical men to kind of explain what's going on.
So he takes you out to
You can poke it with a
takes you out to the
stick.
stables
I've done broke
behind-
it, so
kind of behind and to the side of the Giggling Goose, and there is a horse-drawn carriage there, and he opens the back and pulls a sheet aside, and there's 3 basically like full plate suits of armor, but 2.
Meteor.
there we go.
So
Showing
Morzog takes you back to the kind of to the side of the Giggling Goose where there is a horse-drawn carriage that is currently stationed. Opens the back and pulls aside a sheet, and you see 3. You see 1 suit of like just normal plate mail armor, but 2 others look kind of like plate mail armor, except that there are parts at the joints that are kind of more like a leather type of tube or wrapping.
I accidentally destroyed one. So
And the chest of one of them is just laid open, and there is like different gears and cogs and different kinds of like mechanical instruments and devices just kind of like pouring out of it.
And this thing moves.
it did.
not anymore.
I jump up in
It
the car
attacked me and I broke it.
and I start sniffing it,
And then we broke the others because I could
Okay.
be an asshole.
and then I reach my tongue out and I kind of lick it.
It tastes kind of metallic. Yep.
Like a ping.
I'm going to pull out and show him the blade arms.
Oh, not pennies. Don't go there.
He pulls out 2 because you do notice that these are each missing an
Pretty much just
arm.
throwing down. Just blade arms.
The part of the forearm is kind of opened up, and there is a blade about this long sticking out of it, past the fist.
Kind of intrigued by that option.
The inside of
Yeah,
the
are we all-
forearm is filled
I
with
kind of
more.
want to take the arm off and take it to a blacksmith and be like, here, make me this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on.
As a glove.
Is it gauntlet? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm working on.
I cast punch.
After he gets done showing you, he covers him back up with a sheet.
Put the blade arms back in the bag.
It's very impressive.
It is.
Never seen anything like that.
Neither have we. But we're trying to find the man who has made them to figure out why they malfunctioned.
You know.
They malfunctioned.
That's why they're broken.
That's why they're broken.
They malfunction.
Yes, see, malfunction. So we're going benefit of the doubt.
I know I said something about shooting this guy. I want to shoot the guy that made him a lot more.
Do you want to show them?
Do we know
the
who
other
made
thing?
these?
And I'm reaching into my bag. See this giant rock? This rock makes the thing go.
What he pulls out
Made
is
the thing
a
go.
Made
kind
the
of
thing go.
triangular, pyramidic shape, like opalescent crystal.
Do I
That-
know what kind of crystal it is?
You've never seen this before.
Never.
You can make an intelligence check.
Oh.
It's gonna be 14.
You have never seen this kind of crystal. You've seen opals before, but this doesn't look like an opal. It's opalescent in that
Yeah,
as he
yeah.
kind of turns it to show you, and the light hits different like edges of it or facets, it kind of lets off that like rainbow colored hue, and it is a pure white crystal like snow. But
Can I see if I've ever seen anything?
roll intelligence.
That is a nat 20.
Ew.
You have never seen this before.
Okay.
I see all.
I don't know about things that move that aren't natural.
Yeah, neither do we. That's why we're trying to find this guy. Oh, the symbol. The symbol was in the armor. We can't find it.
Just fucking.
We know not.
Do I recognize the symbol?
Roll intelligence again.
13.
Never seen the symbol before.
Is it in any particular language or anything?
Not that we know of, or that we've heard.
No language that you've ever known.
Same.
I used
Sure.
what's it called?
20 it again.
I used comprehend languages on it and it didn't come
16?
up with anything.
No, nothing.
Not a language you've ever seen and or heard of.
Did you hear that?
Hmm?
I used
That's the
comprehend
one you
languages on it and it didn't come up with anything.
That's strange.
But that's the rundown. Come with us if you want. If not, no hard feelings.
Have they met Durin yet?
Yeah, I'd like to meet this man before I decide to.
Darn ain't shit.
This is Dern.
Can't.
Yeah, no, we had a nice little encounter
Probably
with
other
him
information.
late in the night. He pissed himself. He's not doing nothing.
Coward.
Yep. But he's the coward that drives the carriage.
As you guys say the word coward around this human man who's got kind of a handlebar mustache, balding on the top, and just a ring of hair around the back. He he just kind of like, hey,
What's his name?
Durin, D-U-R.
R-A-N.
Ian.
Couldn't remember if I did one R or two R's.
What are?
I wrote his too.
Oh,
I didn't ask for spelling.
I don't think we did. So,
Okay.
Two R's.
asshole.
Duran.
He just kind of goes,
Don't
hey,
quit trying to play footsie
no,
with me."
you're not wrong.
We know we're not wrong, bud.
Is
First
he the
impressions are
owner?
the-
It's okay.
No. He doesn't
I
know.
kind of clap him on the
He's
back.
just-
I've seen braver men than
You're not
you
even
piss
really a
themselves.
salesman,
It's
more
alright.
just the guy that comes out and shows everybody trying to get him to buy.
You slap him on the back and you just kind
Show
of.
him shit. And he's kind of shit at it. But
Before we go, are we keeping the second carriage and horse? Or are we gonna?
probably not the cart, but I mean, keep the horse. They need something to ride on unless you got your own horses.
So you guys already had 2 other horses that went with the carriage.
My horse, his horse, and then the carriage's horses.
I mean, we'd have something to be able to ride in. How far is
Well, it's more of a
place to
cart,
go?
more than not a carriage.
You
What are
could
we at
sit
to
in it.
now? Yeah, you could, but
We've
that's
been
awful.
sitting in it.
Well, that's
You are
their
here.
carriage.
You are
Is
here.
there anywhere I could buy a horse?
So we're what, like?
You have to go here.
How far?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Across the
what are we
fucking
out here?
continent.
We're about halfway from where we were, but
Is there anywhere I could...
600 miles.
So like 2 weeks,
it's a little bit, yeah.
30 miles a day, on horseback. That's how it works.
Yeah, is there anywhere I can purchase a horse then? Or attempt to?
You could inquire.
Hey, Wayfarer, would you mind going with me?
Absolutely.
Alright, so we go to see if we can find any places to buy horses.
You poke around and ask some people, and they point you toward on the edge of town a stable that you could buy horses from.
Okay.
I'm gonna go find someone to sell the cart to then. If we're just gonna keep the horse.
Did all we have in the cart was just the beer, or did we have the rest
Beer
of
and food.
anything else in the cart?
I thought it was just beer and then
I
the
thought it
sack
just
food.
was in the sack of food. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make double check.
Which you can fit the sack of food in the back of your guys' cart.
Yeah.
I would think that's the tiniest fucking cart ever.
Even then.
For the sake of brevity on your end, you do find someone who will take the cart for 10 gold.
There you go.
It wasn't a terribly made cart.
Yeah.
The wood along the sides was kind of ramshackle, like somebody may have repaired it, but
What color is the horse?
what color is the horse? Paint.
Is it a mare?
Stallion. Is a boy. You two find you two find a stable on the edge of town and inquire about a horse or 2 horses.
How many do we need?
I'm riding
We've
in the
been
car.
riding in the cart.
They've been riding in the cart.
You
I
have
got a horse,
one.
he has a
You have
horse, so
one
it's just-
on the cart, 2 that you're riding in.
So it's one for you.
Oh, so we just need the one extra one?
Mhm.
Okay.
The
Then
people
yeah,
can
You
fit
ride
in
in
the
the
cart.
cart?
then yeah, just the one horse.
Oh
then.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I don't forget. Short memory sucks.
I'm gonna leave all haggling up to Wayfarer. I'm gonna do my best to look as intimidating as possible to grant him advantage.
Looks like you turn the page. That's not what I wanted at all.
Dude starts to be a dick. I
There
have
we go.
options.
Intimidation. That doesn't work.
Well, I mean, you shift and they kind of freak out a little bit.
My best squeeze through here. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. Pardon me.
Okay.
There you go.
I got this.
The guy you meet with is kind of like, he's a pretty big dude, with kind of like a flat top cut, kind of bushy mustache that goes all the way around to the chin, and just kind of has that like squint to him.
So before I go into the stable, and this is going to be a stretch, before I go into the stable, I want to use disguise self.
Sure.
And I want to make myself this beautiful, busty woman. Big old boobies out and just to charm the shit out of this man.
Sure.
I'm gonna laugh. He turns
I'm
out to be
gonna
gay.
go with- Hey, I can go back.
That's true,
I like
that's
either
true.
one.
Sure.
I mean, 50,
And then I'm gonna
50
go
odds.
in like 2 seconds after him.
So you
My
turn into
character's
Jessica
not
Rabbit.
attractive.
Basically, yeah, that'd be the case. I turn into Jessica Rabbit.
Oh shit.
Okay.
And I walk in there and I'm just like, hello. What's your finest horse and how much?
Okay, I love Dungeons and Dragons. He well, yes, my finest horse, and it is just right this way. And he takes you out like a side door that leads to the stables that stinks heavily of.
Ooh, it reminds me of my ex-husband.
Stinks
Fun
heavily
memories.
of horse manure, and shows you to a brown thoroughbred kind of horse, a single black stripe down the.
And how much for this big boy, big boy?
This fine horse here will go for upwards around 25 gold, I expect.
I heard 15. And I give a little shimmy shimmy. I push them together and please.
Go ahead and do persuasion
Performance.
with advantage.
Performance. Damn it. That'll ride.
What was it?
Advantage for tits.
Always.
Persuasion or performance? Which one?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. That's 20, 22?
23.
23?
You know, 15 sounds like a good price.
Oh, I bet it sure does.
I'll take 15 for that there.
Bet.
I hand him 15 gold.
And then I immediately take off my costume right away.
Wait till you
Wait, no. Wait until he gets the control of the horse. Like when he has the reins in his
I
hand.
cast animal, or speak with animals, and I have talk to the horse, and I coax it real quick, and then
Okay.
immediately
It's
get
easy
that
enough.
bonding going.
Easy enough for, he hands over the reins, and the horse seems well behaved.
Like, not good.
And with you speak with animals and, coax it, and as you're leading it out of the stables,
Thanks,
you,
buddy.
you drop your disguise. Now, hey, wait a second there.
Have a good day. And I run.
Can I also find someone to get rid of the 2 spears that I found?
The
Offload
2
weapons.
spears-
Not bad. Is that a male or female horse?
The 2 spears are sold for 5 silver apiece, as they are kind of not very well made. What?
Male or female horse?
Female.
Female. Okay.
Can I sell the longsword?
The longsword?
The one that seems to be special?
No, the
No,
longsword, not the
longsword.
great sword.
Not the great sword. The longsword.
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck, I don't remember how much you might buy it for.
I can look it up if you want me to.
Yeah, how much did you...
Because I didn't. Oh, I bought it.
Well, not... I don't remember how much I charged you. Or how much that...
Because it was well made. I think it was.
But it gets an extra gold and an extra silver, by the way.
Thank you.
I think we did 15, didn't we? Or was it 20?
Yeah, that's how much it is. You can sell it for 10.
Okay. I'll take 15 gold for it.
Sure.
Okay. Loophole. I love this. I'm gonna walk out, and then I'm gonna summon the sword.
Oh, you're gonna do your shit.
I'm bound to the sword.
I know.
Yeah. Yay! I won't do it at the same place all the time, but
So-
yay!
As you walk out of the blacksmithy that you had just sold it to, you summon the sword back and start walking away as the blacksmith charges out the door and sees the longsword in your hand. And goes, "Whoa, I thought you were selling that to me."
I did. Different longsword. I had to.
Roll a deception check.
Okay.
Are we good guys?
No, I'm just trying to be a dick.
Money? Money. That's the loyalty.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with
Let me
that.
find the D20 I want real quick. It's in here. Come back, baby.
Nat 20. Here it comes.
I think everybody's had one tonight, but him.
No, I've had one.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I think I had a couple.
That is. What'd you say that was?
Deception?
16.
Not a chance, pal. Either you give the longsword or you give the 10 gold back.
Alright, I'll give him the longsword. And then I'll walk off.
You can wait a day or two.
Just gotta
I
get
can
out
wait
of-
till I'm back out on the road.
Actually, I think it has a range.
Yeah, you just
No,
wait
I
till we're
don't, as
pa-
long as it's on the same plane.
Seriously?
Yep, as long as I'm bound to it and it's on the same plane.
Oh shit.
But you bind it on your sword then.
I can bind it too. I can bind it too. I can break the bind anytime I want.
So you give him back the longsword and he walks away with it.
Okay. I'll wait till we're back out on the road to take my longsword back.
Boil my plans.
You write it down.
I am
I have it.
chaotic,
So,
so I'm kind of an asshole.
so
Okay, well, okay.
you gather up your things.
Mhm.
You now have new horses. Who Wayfarer seems to be pretty urgent to get out of the city gates
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a little bit of a haste.
and make your way toward the east gate. Making your way out of town with fresh horses, new equipment, a couple of new baubles, and
A healthy respect for one another.
A new heading. And that is where we're gonna go ahead and quit for the night.
What
'cause
font is
I
that
did-
heading in?
I did run it a little. I did string it out a little while, so
It's alright.
my apologies. I hope everybody had a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week as our group makes their way a little closer to Amon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.